Big O, we told you we ain't playing no games, man. It's just surely probably Pablo, Culture, Lord Productions.
Good morning, South Florida.
This is the Big O Show.
You're tuned into the Big O Show.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio show with Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams, from the Dolphins to the Heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Spotty Pablo in the Big O Show. Oh, on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Andy, that's the way we roll. Locked on the morning show, Big O. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk live and direct. Because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise to survive, it's the best of the best. He's got the fans, got the heat, he's the best of the best. Big O, the only talking sports with a style. Break it a morning, it's Big O-N. Thank you for tuning in, keeping you glued in. Stay tuned, because right here's where the rumors in. Same place, because right here some of them begin. Simply call and just state your opinion. Real talk, sports talks, the Big O Show. Yeah, you love it, yeah, you like it, call him and let him know. Coach and Probably Pablo, now introducing the man of the hour, Big O, a.k.a. Orlando Gary.
Rotating the ball, play picked off by Butler. Here he'll go, galloping the other way and hammer it home. Dragic will dance. Dragic with one. Dragic from 15. Got it! Beat the buzzer. The other way he comes. Became a starter after the hiatus. 3, Hero. Book it. Olynyk. He'll put up a 3. Kelly Olynyk. It's a 2-point game after the Bucks led by 13. Tyler Hero. Olynyk early release and floats in for 2. And Miami has come back to top. None. Adebayo. Butler. Hero. Good fake. Fires and hits.
How about the patience of this young man?
Hero. DiVincenzo there. Picked up by Matthews. Floater away and good for Tyler Hero.
Just don't think Tyler Hero is a three-point shooter. This is a guy that can take the ball off the bounce here.
Look at Olynyk. It's a torture chamber down there, yet he got it to go. Surrounded by 4 defending Bucks. Tyler Hero. This is a 3. Corey J. Crowder puts it down. Hero. Oh, what a pass inside. Hero to Iguodala. Timeout Milwaukee. Bledsoe, who is 1 of 8. Lost it. Turnover. Hero. On the fly. Puts on the brakes. Pumps up a triple. Tyler Hero. The Bucks who trail by 5. Approaching 7. Hero floats it. Adebayo jackhammers it in.
First, off that high screen and roll. Throws it straight to the glass.
The rookie Hero. Shot clock at 6. Puts one up. Down. Count it. Foul.
Finish and then takes the shot to the head, the concentration and the usage of the left hand. Tyler Hero putting on a show.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Eastern Conference, baby. That's what it's all about last night. Heat get it done. They defeat the Bucks. They put their ass away, 103-94. They win the series 4-1, just like you drew it up, just like you knew that the Heat would be in the Eastern Conference Finals. It's all happening just the way you drew it up, and that was awesome last night, man. It was a good feeling. That first quarter was ugly, okay? They came out flat. Milwaukee, you figured they were going to come out guns a-blazing and try to win this whole thing. Look, Chris Middleton is a good player, okay? He's like a fringe all-star guy. Right, just on the outside looking in, he's probably like a all-star replacement type guy. You know that the guys that get voted in, they say I'm not playing, and then the replacement guys, he's probably one of those guys. What he isn't is a guy that you can say, hey, put the team on my back, and we're off and running, and that's not the case. And that's why last night, what was it like 8 of 25. And that was one of the things that I did not fear from this team anymore because, they say to fear the deer, but there was no fear of the deer from this team from the get-go, from all regular season and even the postseason. And it was, the beauty about all of this is nobody can say, well, you guys advanced because Giannis. No, dude, they were kicking their ass with Giannis. Okay, that's all. They got their one fluky game because Miami let up their guard, and the only guy you can fear out of those deers is injured, right? And so he's on the side, relaxing with his antlers and chilling out. And so Miami ends up finishing these guys off last night, and whether it's Tyler Hero hitting big basket after big basket. Butler, Dragon, just, a sloop, and they picked up their defense too. After that first quarter, they kind of got their bearings. And if you saw the interview in between quarters, between the first and the second quarter, you know how they have that interview with the coach, right? And they interviewed Spo. And when Spo kind of said hey, my guys really want this badly, I knew right away the coach had a good read on his team. That it's like, you know what, my guys will settle down. They'll figure things out. They just want this so badly that they're probably trying too hard at that moment. He didn't say that, but he just said they want this badly. And like what we do at the Flores press conferences, right, that we'll read into what they're saying, even though they're not completely saying it, but I'll tell you what they're saying. And that's kind of like what Spo was saying, like, chill out. Our guys are really psyched for this game, and they're probably a little too psyched right now, and they're losing the ball, they're not playing good defense, they weren't in a groove, all of that. And then they figured things out from there on out and took control of the game pretty much, and then were able to put away the Bucks 103-94. That was a lot of fun last night, man. And to watch, we've talked about maturity with this team all throughout. The maturity of when you had the Pacers on the brink, you finished them off, right? This is the team that had the best record in the conference, and they lose their best player. And so this is a young team in some aspects, and they've got to kind of learn about all of this stuff, right, and how to handle all of these situations. And you think about it. Come on, man. Anybody thought they were going to be 8-1 in the first 9 games in the playoffs and in the Eastern Conference? The only ones that think that are the blind-ass fans, okay? The blind-ass fan will tell you they're going to win 60 games every year. They're going to win the NBA championship every year, all of that. None of us really had them. I had them going this far only. The second round, not the Eastern Conference. There is no way in the world I thought they would be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm sorry. I just did not think that. But everything that's gone on with the pandemic, and there's no home court advantage. And so teams can't feed off of that. So now they just got to feed off each other. And the Heat has been very motivated throughout all of this. And they've done a great job of that, of taking advantage of the environment that is there. And it may not be the environment that you need at home, but, hey, this year the Heat wasn't great on the road. So all of this has kind of benefited Miami being in a neutral site. You know what I mean? And the other thing I'm sure that helped all these young guys, 4 months off. Their bodies were able to recover. You know what I mean? Because obviously they're used to playing 30, 35 games a season. And then after that, you start to hit that wall. And so these guys got the 4 months off. They got back on it again. And this allowed them to kind of re-energize themselves. You know what I mean? Even a Jimmy Butler, who has a lot of mileage on that body, got 4 months of rest. All of these things have benefited everybody, right? But have benefited the Heat too. And it's helped them. And they've been able to take advantage. And to be 8-1 in 9 games in the playoffs, it is absolutely amazing. It really is. I thought the run would end right here in the second round. I thought that was a nice a ceiling for them, second round. Now they have surpassed the ceiling. They have proven Michael Jordan wrong, that the ceiling is not the roof anymore. They've gone beyond the roof now. And so now the question is sky's the limit? Can they now advance from the Eastern Conference Finals to the NBA Finals? And I have to say yes. I know the Celtics or Toronto are not going to be easy. I think it'll be the Celtics. You know what I mean? Selfishly, I'm kind of hoping Toronto wins tonight to make it a 7-game series, and the Heat buys themselves a little more rest in all of this. At least that's what I want. It would be nice. But anyway, so you look at what's going on with this series now, and between Toronto and the Celtics, and you say, well, Miami has a shot against both of them. Is it a guarantee? Of course not. But the way they're playing, you legitimately now can say, they have a shot at getting to the Eastern. They have a shot to get to the NBA Finals, which, who the hell ever thought that about this team, that they were going to go to the NBA Finals? They got a shot at that now. And we'll see how they handle the Eastern Conference Finals. But you look at what's going on with the Lakers and you look at what's going on with the Clippers, they're not necessarily the models of consistency. So, again, you kind of look at it and you say, well, there is no home court advantage. You don't have to go to a packed Staples Center with crazed Lakers fans. You don't have to travel all the way across the country. In fact, there is no traveling. You walk your ass back to the room and back to the court the next day. That's what you do. That's what everybody else does. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And you got to admit, there's a part of us that says Lakers Heat, and the Heat beat LeBron and the Lakers for the NBA title. I think about all of that. If you're able to get to the road, I know I'm getting way ahead of myself. Way, way ahead of myself. But you have to admit, this would be maybe the most satisfactory NBA championship ever if Miami gets to the NBA Finals with this team and then beats LeBron James and his Lakers for that title. Karma's a bitch, but it would be awesome karma right there. You screwed Riley and the whole thing when you left, and the moratorium, and you waited till the moratorium was over to screw Riley and all of that, and I'll never forgive him for that, okay? I don't care that he won the 2 titles with us. I still feel like the Heat is the franchise that provides any player that comes here the opportunity to accomplish all your dreams. And so they don't have to apologize for anything. They've had many great players come through here, and they've all benefited from being here because of the environment they've created, and once again, they proved it with all these guys. You know what I mean? But you think about how sweet this season could possibly be. Is there any sweeter finish than advancing to the finals and beating LeBron James and winning the championship? That would be effing awesome. Okay? Effing awesome. That's my dream scenario right there for the Miami Heat this year. Now, the other thing that I really loved about the game last night is I'm on the brink of it, but I love being wrong because it's fun, right? When teams can surprise you and do things that you did not expect. And Tyler Hero is growing before our eyes. Bam Adebayo has already become an all-star. Bam already has immense respect from everybody around the league. Players, coaches, media, fans, everybody knows Bam now, okay? By this season, the All-Star game, and now the performance so far in the playoffs, where you really get a spotlight. Bam has had that spotlight and he's earned it. Tyler's also now getting it, right? And one of the things that I said many times, and Bill's my witness, that when you made the Jimmy Butler trade, you need to go get another star in order to justify this trade. Because you're not going to get anywhere. You're not really going to win a title without another star. Now, one of the caveats that I said is unless one of them develops from within, and guess what? My thoughts of, having to trade for Giannis or somebody else, maybe they don't need it. Because one of the exciting things about this season for the Miami Heat and for us fans is the growth of Bam. They drafted him, and they've developed him, and he's developing into a star, okay? And let me tell you, once he starts getting deeper and deeper on his shot, my Lord, he becomes superstar material. He's already all-star material. He can get to the superstar level. And now we're watching Tyler Hero, who's a baby. His body isn't even developed yet. You look at his arms, he still looks like he's got kid arms.
20.
Yeah, because he can't even drink. So this is a kid that we're now watching dribbling, passing, smarts, patience. You saw Reggie Miller talk about that one scene where he has two guys flying at him and he adjusts to both guys and then gets the three off and nails the three, which is not normal, by the way, for most three-point shooters in the NBA. Forget a baby like Tyler. I'm talking about a 12-year veteran has two people come at him. Most of the time, they even miss that shot. They might avoid the two guys, but there's a good chance they'll miss this shot. It's like those guys that hesitate on the three-point line and they take another dribble and then they shoot and they miss, or they leave them all alone and they're so wide open that they don't make that shot. I mean, it happens over and over and over again. And the growth of Tyler starts to make you find another all-star because he's looking like he's going to develop into that kind of guy. See, it's not so much the talent, okay? You got to have the talent. Then you've got to have the work ethic to develop that talent. And then you've got to also have the moxie to become a star. All-star, superstar, those kind of guys. Those people are wired differently than the average player, than the role player, than the bench player, okay? Than the practice squad or whatever the hell it's called, in Sioux Falls. They're G League teams.
Yes, sir.
There's a different level of mentality, right? Tyler Hero has that mentality. And so if Miami continues to develop these two guys, then you may not need to go out and get make a crazy trade, let guys go and add another star next to Butler. Your star may just be developing right in your house. In fact, you may be developing two stars. You may have a big three in another year between, Jimmy, Tyler, and Bam. And then you've got an all-world shooter in Duncan Robinson. You know what I mean? And Kendrick Nunn, my man, stay driving to the hole, and defense, do not shoot anymore. Okay? Because I've been saying it for months now. Way before the pandemic, he was already losing his shot. So whatever he did in that first couple of months of this season that helped him, with the Rookie of the Year voting and all that stuff, that shit is gone. I hate to say it, okay? I don't know if Stella will ever find his groove again, but that kid cannot be trusted at all to shoot. So stay driving, because I love what he was doing when he was driving and playing defense yesterday. Stay doing those kind of things. That's where you'll help and facilitate, okay? Because you can do all of that.
You haven't mentioned Draj, baby.
Yeah, but he's not young. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about youth. And so my point is that Bam and Tyler are guys that could end up becoming those stars that we thought we needed in free agency. And I'll get to Giannis's comments after the game and all of that, in a few minutes. I'm not worried about that. But I just and listen, that's the other thing that it brings. The fan gets all jacked for guys like Bam and Tyler because you drafted them. And when you're able, and that's the other thing this front office has done. I mean, a magnificent job. They recovered from all those terrible decisions, and they were in that rut for a couple of years, and they quickly got out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think we appreciate Riley enough. Zoe gets a kidney ailment. He goes and trades for Anthony Mason, and they're a 50-win team. You know what I mean? These are things that he gets here, and right away he makes the Zoe trade and the Timmy trade and turns the fortunes around for this team with a quickness. You know what I mean? After the Zoe and Timmy era is over, it starts with Dwayne Wade. And then he picks up Lamar and he drafts Karan Butler and he turns that into Shaq. You know what I mean? And then when that is over, you then rebuild again and you get the big three. And then after that, you got a couple of journeymen that you kind of developed and you gave them a chance. That didn't work out. You scrap it, and now you're here. I mean, it's the Sacramento Kings have been waiting for one turnaround since they were the Sacramento Queens, okay? Since they had Vlade Divac playing with Chris Webber and all those cats back in those days, and they didn't win squat, but they won pretty much, a lot of games in the Western Conference. They got to the playoffs a couple years. They had the cowbells going. The place was packed. They're still waiting to recover from those days. Okay? I mean, we're talking the 90s when Shaq called them the Queens. Maybe 90s, maybe very early 2000s. Not more than that. But, I mean, come on, dude. They're still waiting to recover. And our franchise turns over and turns over and turns over and turns over. And I don't think we appreciate how good they do this. And to think, a couple of years ago, we're sitting there going, how are we going to get rid of Whiteside and James Johnson and Tyler Johnson and all these guys that there's not a future with any of these guys. None of them are special. And here we are a couple of years later, and we're watching one of the great shooters in the league in Duncan Robinson. We're watching a young first-rounder who's 20 years old, is scratching the surface, and every day looks better. And my Lord, how Tyler Hero does not look lost at all or nervous in this position. He loves being in this position. He thrives in this position. Remember what I said about moxie? Can't teach it, man. You either have the moxie or you don't. Tyler's got it. Bam's got it. And then you've got two kids also that are willing to work their asses off to better themselves too. So you have the God-given ability. You have the Heat-like work ethic. That's it. You're set. It's really an amazing story. And for all of us to watch it become a homegrown thing, it's pretty awesome, man. It's pretty freaking awesome to see that develop. All right, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Email Orlando@BigORadioshow.com. And we're out here at VSS West Pines like we are every Wednesday. Come on out here and join us. We'll be out here for a few hours having some fun. Jose and all the boys are out here ready to take care of you. So come on by CBD, whether you're looking for a water pipe, a hookah pipe. They've got the selection of hookah pipes is amazing. They've tripled their selection pretty much is what it looks like. Why? Because hookah bars are not open. And dangerous, too, if they were open.
There's got to be 50 on that back wall.
Easily.
Easily 50.
Easily.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are now buying their hookahs and taking them home, and they've got all the products here for all your hookah needs, CBD, everything. They've got it all. You can smoke your CBD through your hookah pipes, and that way people aren't, inhaling other people's things. You're at home. Oh, and one more thing, which they want to remind you, and I did not realize this, but you're going to save a ton of money. It's a lot cheaper to enjoy your hookah at home than it is at a bar because you got to pay for everything else. So if you want all of that and way more out here at VSS West Pines, they've got it for you. Tell them that Big O sent you. Trust me, they will take care of you. They're great people out here at VSS West Pines, 12397 Pembroke Road here in Pembroke Pines. Come on out and say hi. We'll be out here for a couple more hours. Let's take a break. Back with more right here on the Big O Show.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021. At Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
All right, we back. We take you here till about 3 o'clock. If you want to get in, you can always reach out to us on the text line, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Email Orlando at BigORadioshow.com. Always appreciate all of you out there and your support. Amazing support. We're out here at VSS West Pines. Ian from Brooklyn was first in the house. Julius 305 says, good Heat, Hero, Marlins, Sanchez. Amazing, right? Sixto was awesome yesterday. Samuel Robina says, what's up, Big O and Bill? Great win by the Heat and Marlins. Sixto is a star in the making. Isn't it so true? You watched it. That is a big-time arm that guy's got, man. Myron says, Ian, press the button like, dude, if you are first. There you go. And don't forget to give us the thumbs up, share the link. Those of you that are out there, subscribe, all of that. Send a friend the link by text. Post it on Facebook, Twitter, all of that. Share it, baby. Always appreciate it. Let's see. What else? Antonio Matos. Who else? Matthew Walker is loving life. Let's see. Josh is in the house. Troy Ortiz says good afternoon. Richard McLean says badass fans are the real fans. Remember, we're fans and we don't get paid to talk sports. There you go. Omar Lopez says, I feel the heat down in my soul. And Myron chimes in already with a super chat. Thank you, Myron. Appreciate you with a super chat, Bill. Give us a little super chat love there for Myron. He says, I want my Lakers versus Heat will be fantastic. By the way, Bill, your Yankees are in big trouble. Yeah, they definitely are. By the way, yesterday, Bill, 2-1 against the spread. 2-1. The over screwed me. By about midway through the third, I turned to my wife. I go, I'm going to win this game by the points, but I'm going to lose the spread. And then the Lakers obviously bailed me out. I had a -5, so we went 2-1 against the spread. In the NBA playoffs, we are now 26-19-1 against the spread. So we are doing pretty damn 7 over 500. Is that all right, Bill? Is that pretty good in the NBA?
You know what is the NBA is the toughest. That in college basketball. They're a bitch, bro.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
That's right.
That's why I quit betting on a regular basis. They ran me off, okay?
You should be on my roll right now. That's for damn sure. So let's do this. Let's pick the games, right? We love to pick the games. We give you our choices. We are 26-19-1 against the spread, so we're 7 over 500. So if you are betting all our selections in the NBA, you making money with me. You making money with me here in the games. All right, so tonight, we got the Celtics -3. The over and under is 210. Is that the Smiths? Nice. How soon is now? I love it. Celtics. Look, I have made a ton of money on the Celtics so far throughout this playoff run. They have been very, very good to me against the spread. Okay, I just gotta say, and I'm gonna go Celtics here on this one. I know the Raptors have got to win this game to even the series up, and there's a part of me that wants the Raptors to win, but I got to go with what my wallet says. The Celtics are the better team. I'm going to go Celtics -3 in this game, but I'm also going to go with the over 210. I think this is a game that actually we see a little bit more high scoring here, and I think both teams clearly go over 100 in a close one. But I like the Celtics to win by 3, and I like over 210 in this one for tonight. Clippers are -8 against the Nuggets. Clips lead 2-1. I am going to stick to what I've been saying I'm going Nuggets +8 here. I have won with the dog. I'm going to continue to win with the dog in this one. I like the Nuggets +8. The over and under is 220.5. I think that definitely could end up being an over, but I'm going to stay away from that number for now. But I do love the Nuggets +8. Even if they lose and they go down 3-1 in this series, I still think they'll keep it close with Murray and Jokic. They are just playing so well. And the young kid, too, actually is doing a nice job. Who, coming back from, what was it, the back injury or something that he had? I got to give that kid a lot of credit. He has really done a nice job of fighting back from that injury where a lot of people were scared to draft him. The Nuggets took a chance, and it looks like he's developing. I'm going to go Nuggets +8 in this one. So those are my picks for tonight. I'm going Celtics -3. I'm going over 210 Raptors Celtics. I'm going Nuggets +8. There we go. Good luck to all of you out there. Hopefully you are riding the wave like the rest of us are. All right. Gus 1388 is in saying, what's up, Heat Nation? Pat in Asheville. Somebody dust off the back ghost. Let's see, what else do we have here? Mark McIntyre says, good day, fellas. I want a mask, but I want an AC/DC tour more with Phil Rudd, please. Well, it's coming. Hopefully. Let's hope so. Because, you know, the Heat are for those about to rock. And we salute them. That's what it's all about. Tremolio is in the house. Man of 1,005 holds. Big O, I watched Tyler's demeanor after big shots. Dude's face stays firm and locked in. We got something in that young buck. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can tell, right? You can tell that he is, I mean, he's special. He's special. Tony Leggett is in the house. Appreciate all of you out there chiming in on the chat board, as always, on the YouTube chat board. Very kind of you all. And make sure you give us a thumbs up. All of you out there that are on the chat board, give us a thumbs up, man, and share the link.
3 things, the Tyler moments I loved. When we went 420-something without scoring, and he goes to the side base and throws up that little floater.
Right.
And hits it. The other one, when he switches and uses his left hand. And then the vision when he's going down the court and that beautiful pass, bro, to Iggy under, bro. Wow. You know what?
He does it all.
You know what? Shaq even said he said, kid looks a little bit like Rex Chapman with that pass.
Not bad. Not bad. Would be nice, man.
You notice that Crowder hit a 3 to start, right? Like I had said, that guy, what has he done it? Like 4 or 5 games out of the 8 or 9. That guy hits a 3 in the first couple minutes, man. And like, just, hey, okay, we're all here. We're going to go.
Man, it's just a lot of fun to watch the development of Tyler Hero, man.
Oh.
And you can tell he's just got that it factor to him. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of Tyler, man. You just see it that he is fearless of every moment, and it's not too big for him. The only thing he needs is to obviously fine-tune his game, build up his body, because that's the next thing that defensively he does get, handled some. But, hey, he had 8 rebounds yesterday.
Yes.
So he helped out on the boards. He's long enough and tall enough to help out on the boards, and he did that. And I'm, once you get that body in the gym and you develop some muscles, he's going to become a pretty good player. I say he's going to become a really good defender too. I really do. Because he's got the attitude and the moxie, right? All he needs is the experience, the savviness, and being around Butler for the next couple of years, he's going to learn a lot from Butler. You know what I mean? And he'll build up his body. And the beauty of Butler is Butler made himself out of absolutely nothing. A kid that ended up living under a bridge and was homeless. Not under a bridge, but he was homeless. You know what I mean? There's a guy, a JUCO kid, had no D1 offers. He was faxing universities from a Burger King. Okay? I mean, that's what this kind of kid is. You know what I mean? Butler he is a self-made all-star. Not a kid that was a McDonald's All-American, and he was playing on all those AAU teams and traveling, and he was exposed to all kinds of stuff, and he was being written about and all that. Butler didn't have any of that. Okay? Nothing. And that guy's built himself up from nothing, and I think that that's going to be a great example for Tyler too, because Tyler is much more heralded than Butler ever was. So now Tyler is going to learn what it's like to work and really develop yourself. And I think that when you've got a guy like that around, and you've got Bam too. See, that's the other. Don't you love how everybody nationally just talks about Bam's energy? Because it's funny, right? You would think that effort is something that is automatic. And yet everybody marvels at the energy of Bam Adebayo in every game, offensively, defensively. It reminds me a lot of Matuidi that Inter Miami acquired, and how everybody talks about how he plays really hard and really fast from box to box on the pitch. Bam is like that too, from key to key, sea to shining sea. Doesn't matter. Bam is kicking ass every single night, and the effort is relentless. and that's Butler. And Tyler's going to learn from that. And when you have that foundation, think about this, that when Jimmy steps aside and this is Bam's team and this is Tyler's team, they're going to set the tempo, and they know how to do things the Heat way. That's the other thing that you have to commend the Miami Heat. They targeted players. They drafted or signed them or traded for them or got them off somebody else's roster like Kendrick Nunn. But they also identified quality individuals that are willing to work the Heat way, because you'll hear it on national television. You'll hear it locally. You'll hear it from guys like me. You'll hear it. You'll read it in the paper. The Heat organization isn't for every player. If you're not willing to work, don't bother signing there. Don't bother wanting to go there, because you're not going to last there. And that's the other thing that you got to give the Heat a lot of credit. They identified people, young people. It's a lot easier to identify, what's it called?
A guy that's been in
Jay
the
Crowder.
league. Yeah.
No, Jay Crowder. Like, Jay Crowder fits what we do. Iguodala fits what we do. Jimmy Butler fits what we do. It's super easy because you've already watched them for years. They already had great work ethic. But it's really hard to determine a young person. You don't know what's going to happen until the crap hits the fan and how they respond, i.e. Whiteside or whatever, right? Bam's never lowering his head. He's never down. He's never slumping. He's never, not giving effort. He's never lazy. None of that. You don't see that with Tyler. You don't see that with Duncan. You don't even see that with Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn's effort, I commend Kendrick Nunn.
That play, the out of bounds, man, when he went around the guy and he's parallel to the floor, reaching out of bounds and throwing it back. Man, and they even said, it isn't like he's scoring points in this, but look at the effort.
Right. He sucks on offense. I mean, Kendrick Nunn sucks as a shooter. Right now, that's all we can say about Kendrick Nunn for months now. He sucks as a shooter. He's terrible as a shooter. He is unfreaking reliable as a shooter. Yet, the effort is top-notch. The defensive effort is there. Assisting, he'll do it. He's driving to the hole now a little bit more, realizing, man, my shot's not falling. Let me try to generate some offense other ways, which I loved yesterday. I thought he played well yesterday. I thought because he did all the other things.
Quality minutes, man.
Right. He didn't like sit back behind the three-point line and shoot. I cringed every time he did take an outside shot, and I think he missed all of them. But, again, I love his attitude that while he's going through this slump of hell for him, and I hope he figures it out next year sometime, or maybe it happens sometime in these playoffs. I don't know. But you got to love his attitude. And that is the key. Even the Silva kid, who is injured and out right now, love that kid. Love his effort. Love the blue-collar type. He's the kind of guy you need off the bench and you can develop into a UD. I don't know if his offensive skills will get to the point of UD, but defensively, he gives me that UD feeling that maybe he can become a guy like that. And you need those kind of cats, man. Those.
You know what he does? It's a poor man's Rodman. His up, down, the springs in his feet, bro.
Yeah, he's a pogo stick.
Obviously, there's nobody like Rodman.
Yeah.
Rodman would go up and down, like speed like nobody. But Silva's there. You know what I notice about Hero, man? When he makes a mistake, when something goes bad, you see the look in his eye, the tenacity, and buckling down. Man, he's going to do something in the next play or two. He's got that, grit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. That's why, again, it's awesome to watch what they've done with these young guys and targeting the right people, the right characters for their organization. I give them a lot of credit. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, let me see if I got any questions here. Gus1388 says, I want a big O mask. Yeah, we're trying to do all that kind of stuff now. Now we're trying to get the shirts and and the hats and
Here.
all that stuff, girls' shirts too, all that.
Our draft
trying
party.
to make it happen.
We had a bunch of stuff. We had all that marketing. It was like in line.
Yep.
And then when the draft with Vegas and everything went awry, all that, and then of course the change and with whatnot with the sponsors and closing, it kind of shifted things, and we've kind of been stuck there.
Yep.
But it was on the brink.
Yep.
It was.
420 Fuego says, facts, Big O. Tyler has some grapefruits on him. Damn right. And he will be an all-star one day. There's no doubt about it for Hero. I think he'll be an all-star. There's no doubt. Can he be a superstar is the question. Dolphins in the house. Hi, Big O and Bill. All my Fins fans. That's Fred chiming in. I remember when Tyler got drafted, people were questioning him and Pat Riley. Now you see why he was drafted. Pat still got it. Tyler is a star in the making before our eyes. Balls of steel, Tommy and Hialeah. Ronald Hubbard says, good afternoon, everyone. Big O, I have a fantasy draft tonight. You put fancy draft tonight. I am picking 9th out of 12 in a standard 12-team snake. Who would you target with the first 2 picks? A running back and a receiver, probably. Since you're in a 12-team league, a running back and a receiver is what I would target. So you need to target, I don't know who's going to be available, my brother. You know what I mean? But definitely a top-notch running back, because at 9 you may still have, 1 or 2 left, and then definitely when you whip around, 16th I think it is, then you've got to get the wide receiver there. Get yourself a number 1 wide receiver.
It's 9:15.
What? Oh, 9 and 15.
9
okay,
and 15, yeah, because it's 13, 14, your third, 15.
Yeah, there you go. Aren't you 4? 12, 11, 10,
12,
9?
6, yeah, right. Yes, you know what? Yes, it's 4 off. Man, if people take quarterbacks and a receiver or whatever, he may get 2 running backs. You know what I mean?
Yes, if there's a run on quarterbacks, then yes, then maybe there's a chance you take a – but I still say take a top-notch receiver at 16, because – you're going to be able to get one of the best ones. And you have more receivers nowadays passing 1,000 yards than running backs. So it's time to kind of switch the thinking and load up on receiver. Let's see, what else? Bills are built to win the division. Do you want Big O to lie to you? Yeah, well, that's how it goes, bro. What do you want me to do? I'm a fan, but I can't do the show with my heart. I have to be objective, or at least try to be objective, because I can, I can be as guilty as any of you out there for a blind ass fan. Okay, it can happen to all of us. Oh, I'd go from you to Steve Torrey. No more. It's Pat McAfee for his 1 million Twitter followers. There you go. Bills are a solid team. Don't get me wrong, but the Dolphins have improved immensely. They have. There's no doubt. And they do have a shot at winning winning the division. No doubt in my mind that they have that. Let's see. Right now it's about who wants to stay in the bubble the longest. I think some players have had enough of the bubble advantage. Heat, I think. Well, there's no doubt the Heat have they're focused. You know what I mean? And they understand their job. And you're only gone from your family for a couple of months. It's not the end of the world. It's not easy, but it's not the end of the world. And, this is what I say to those people. You were with your family the last 4 months, dude. While the pandemic was going on and your sport was shut down, you went back to your family for 4 months. So if you got to leave for a couple of months, I mean, they make it sound like it's this sacrifice unless somebody's sick or ill. I mean, give me a break, dude. Okay, so you're away from your wife or girlfriend for a couple of months. You're away from your kids for a couple of months. You FaceTime, whatever. And then now in the playoffs, they can visit you. So that's it. They visit you now, and it's not the end of the world. I mean, this is such a soft-ass society at times. You know what I mean? Over hundreds of years, men and women have left for wars. Months, years. and they don't see their families. They don't see their kids being born sometimes. Sometimes they had to leave their pregnant wives. I mean, it's just this soft-ass society, it just sometimes makes me sick to my stomach. Seriously. It's like all we're doing is raising a bunch of wusses. Oh, my God. I've been away from my family so long. You were just with them for 4 months. If you have let me explain something to you. Okay, because, as a person that's kind of, been married for a while and been around family for a while, like all my life, if you have love, then it doesn't matter if you're gone for a week or a month or 3. You're going to miss them. They're going to miss you, but they're going to be there for you when it's all said and done. And that's the beautiful thing about it. But anybody that tells me, this bubble thing, it's getting to me and I can't hack it. It's like, oh, dude, enough with the wussiness. Again, the only reason that you should be able to leave the bubble or, have some real concerns if there are health concerns. That's legitimate. But just missing, it's not enough. I'm sorry. I just, you got the wuss label on my end. Okay? Oh, this is so hard for me. Being in the bubble for a couple months. Oh, this is so taxing mentally on me. I know I certainly don't have the person I need to win a title. That's for damn sure. Listening in from a place you don't need to fire one up to be in a hot box. NorCal. Yeah, no, you're right, NorCal. Sucks, dude. Sorry, my brother. Yeah, but what about the players, Big O? The players can wait, okay? The women will be there in a couple of months. They're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? So the players can also wait. David said, is our newest acquisition from the Raiders a Jim Jensen type of Swiss Army knife player? He's a Swiss Army knife player, but he's nothing like Jensen. They're completely different players. He's a much better athlete than Jim Jensen was. Jim Jensen was a good athlete and was a super smart player and was tougher than, 400-year-age leather.
He was on the Suicide Squad.
He's awesome.
And I
awesome.
Back in the day, being at the OB, like I told you, my dad having 8th row upper deck 50-yard line, there was these four guys like 8 rows back that would every time scream Jensen 30 because he would make the tackle on the kickoff.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And then he gets later in his career, and he was always the emergency quarterback. He ends up becoming a great slot receiver and he became a third down professional. That's after we lost Nat Moore, remember? Nat had moved on from that and retired. And Jim, hey, I'm going to take up that role. And he did, man. He was a chain mover.
Yep. Good
Swiss
job
Army, Swiss Army knife, brother.
Good job by Shula to identify that. Julius 305 gives us some love on the super chat. Next few years, South Florida teams trending with young studs. Heat, Dolphins, Marlins, Panthers. You fill in the blank, Big O. Well, Inter Miami, too. Don't forget, Inter Miami will be there. I would take the Panthers out of the mix. The Panthers are nowhere near that mix until they prove that they actually have players that are willing to step up. They have not proven that they have any kind of players that have the cojones of a Tyler Hero. Okay? They have not proven that they have players like Bam Adebayo. Yeah, I said it, dude. Barkov isn't Bam Adebayo, and Barkov has not shown me the cojones that I've seen already from Tyler Hero. Sorry. So we got to take the Panthers out. Panthers are a team that, Panthers might be a team that needs to be completely blown up again. I mean, if you're a new general manager and you take over like the guy that's taking over now, you kind of have to look at the team and say, well, we got no cojones here. And who are the leaders that provide no cojones here. So Barkov may be super talented, but I don't see enough cojones here on that team.
Last week we
either you go find somebody that's a leader, okay, several leaders because they don't have any on that team, and fix things and to carry Barkov, or somebody has to have a conversation with Barkov, or you need to or Huberto or anybody else, you need to go trade him. Find out.
If you remember last week, we had a segment, and you had talked about maybe the Panthers need to go hang out on Biscayne Boulevard, down there with some of the heat and get a little of their moxie.
They need
right?
it. Yes, they need it. They got no moxie whatsoever. Panther players have none. Kenneth Cleveland is in the house with a super chat. Big O, we are live from the Boom Boom Room. We have Holly, Selma, and Selena relaxing on the Corinthian leather couches. Is Selena like all bones now at this point? In the VIP room, Miami Heat having lobster and crab legs. The Boom Boom is open.
Oh, by the way, thank you for my raise.
Oh, there you go. The raise. If people think quarantine is bad, tell that to the nurses and doctors in the hospital. Amen, brother. Amen. You're right again. Oh, my only son went to the front lines in Iraq for minimum wage. The bubble is nothing. The bubble is garbage, bro. It's just consider it a cruise ship that you're on a little too long. But suck it up, dude. Suck it up. You know? Troy T says, oh, Hero has big cojones waiting for him when he gets out of the bubble. NorCal says, I got a $25 parlay, Fins plus 6.5, Bills minus 6.5, and Chargers minus 3.5. Okay. All right. Interesting. The Bills play the Jets, right? That's what it is. So the Bills are favored by 6.5 over the Jets. I haven't even looked at the numbers. I saw the one for the Dolphins. I saw that. The Dolphins are New England's favored by 6.5, which I'm baffled. And the over and under is 43 in that game. I'm taking the Dolphins plus 6.5, dude. I think they're going to win the game. I really do.
That's almost like a gift, right? Almost.
I wouldn't call it a gift because you're playing New England, so I guess the whole respect thing and all that. And clearly Vegas doesn't. Normally they know more than we do, but it is what it is. What can I tell you? They were completely wrong about the Bucs. They kept favoring them, and they kept looking bad there. Ronald says, I love Crash Jensen. Such a great player because of his heart and willingness to do whatever is necessary. Yeah. Yeah, that's why a guy like Jim Jensen, there isn't a Dolphin that watched him. You young people out there, you're not going to feel the same way we do about him. But there's not a Dolphin from that era that doesn't flat out love. Not like, not accept, not call him good, not call him all right, but absolutely love Jim Jensen.
Played with heart, bro.
Yeah.
Heart, man.
He's just a guy that you admire so much. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm with you there. Bills only favored by 6 now, 6.5 against the Jets. Ha. Well, that's still a lot of points. Still a lot of points, and they're not a great offense. All right, 1 hour down already, man. That's crazy stuff. I got
Time flies when you're having fun, bro.
Yes, I got a lot of things to talk about here. Giannis had some stuff to say. We're also going to have the Brian Flores press conference for you. We'll break it down like nobody else. We'll talk some Dolphins, Marlins. We got a bunch of other side stories that I want to get to. Inter Miami's in action tonight against Atlanta United. I mean, I got a bunch of music stuff that I want to talk about also. Funny stuff that I want to talk about. This is crazy. I got a lot of stories to get to. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. Just give us 2 minutes right here on The Big O Show.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Coming to you live from VSS West Pines. Don't forget, Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines, the finest Acura dealership on the planet, is a proud sponsor of our program at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. We'll be out there on Friday, broadcasting live at 11 a.m., so come on by and say hi and get a great deal on an automobile, as always, there at Craig Zinn's. And make sure you tell Larry Schlossberg and the boys that we sent you. And I promise you they will definitely take care of you. All right, got a bunch of things that I want to talk about today on the program. Did you guys see Giannis? Giannis, after the game, had – because, you know, obviously the whole thing, everybody talking about Giannis, and now that he failed again with Milwaukee – this has got to be the end of it. He's got to decide that he's got to get out of there, that he'll never win and all of that. And Giannis was having none of that after the game last night. So last night, Chris Haynes from Yahoo Sports caught up with the Greek Freak and asked him about the Bucks getting eliminated and would he force a trade out of Milwaukee in the summer. And he says, it's not happening. That's not happening. Antetokounmpo told Yahoo Sports, some see a wall and go in another direction. I plow through it. We just have to get better as a team, individually, and get it back, get it right back at it next season. Which, of course, you know, that's music to Bucks fans' ears, right? If winning a championship was easy, everyone would have one, Antetokounmpo told Yahoo Sports. We lost. Everyone saw that we lost. It's disappointing, but what are we going to do? We're going to keep working. I've got confidence in my teammates. So, he has come out, guns a-blazing. He has given you a defining statement that he's not going anywhere. He's not going to force a trade. He believes in the organization. He believes in his teammates, which they're going to have to change some of them. They're going to have to get better one way or another, right? And look, that's not just saying all the right things. That is putting an exclamation point on what you're going to do. And I commend him for that, okay? Dwayne Wade didn't leave us. He stayed there, and he stayed here, and he stayed and went and recruited guys and got it done and did everything that they needed them to do, okay? And then in the end, Miami kind of screwed him at the end when they should have given him the money instead of Hassan. We kind of understood what they were doing, but hindsight, major screw-up, right? Now, you look at Giannis. This is a team now that if you're the owner and you're the front office, you're happy he said this. Now you've got this offseason to kind of fix it, okay? and it's going to be a really short offseason, I don't know if they're going to be able to fix it. I really don't. But the flip side to all of this for Giannis is he has now put himself in a position that if he backs out of it, he now loses credibility. Okay, because Giannis is known as the good dude, the hard worker, the tireless worker, the leader, committed, all of that stuff. Ultimate professional, great teammate. I mean, he's got it all, okay? But now you end up becoming a liar. And you will not be trusted now. Now you will be lumped in with all the other athletes that say one thing one day and then say something else and do something else the next, which is normal, right? In our world, that's what's normal, right? We're used to people telling us, this is not going to happen. And sure enough, it does. I'm not going to be the Alabama coach. And yes, you are going to be the Alabama coach, right? All of these things. Hey, LeBron, are you going to leave? Are you going to leave? Are you going to leave? He left. Right? He left Cleveland. He left Miami. He left Cleveland again. We're used to people telling us one thing, doing another, not telling us and trying to be coy about it or trying to play word games with it. And in the end, we're deciphering all of that. He has not done that. He put a kibosh to this whole thing. He ended all speculation. He closed the door on going anywhere. Okay? So for Heat fans out there that were dreaming of Giannis, right now it doesn't look like that's going to happen next summer. He's got one more year left on this deal. He could sign the max deal this offseason. And it'll be interesting to see if he does sign that max deal this offseason. Or does he wait till the summer to get the Supermax? I think that's how it goes, I want to say. I think he get the Supermax in the summer is when he gets it. But either way, he's set for a monster payday. Now, Milwaukee, do they have the money to pay for multiple superstars? Can they lure another superstar to play with Giannis Antetokounmpo? Because it is Milwaukee. It's really hard to, and the Bucks have not developed the culture that the Green Bay Packers have. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really small town, but Lambeau Field has such respect, right, that even NFL players that want to play in bigger cities with a nightlife and all of that, they're like, holy crap, dude, that's Lambeau. That's Green Bay. Like packed house, like ravaged, crazy-ass fans, like the most historic football field in America, right? I mean, isn't Lambeau Field the most historic football field in all of America right now at this point? Because every other one that was great was torn down and been replaced with something new. You know what I mean? That one is as close to original. All they did is add to the body of it. And so that's the one place. But the Bucks don't have that aura that Green Bay does. You know what I mean? Even as fans, like, I'm dying to go to a Dolphins-Packers game. I got to do that one time. You know what I mean? Or maybe I'll go to a Bears-Packers game, go with this idiot, because that would be the game you want to go to if you want to go. If I'm not going to see my Dolphins, then it's Bears-Packers. You know? That's kind of what I want to see. Although if I want to see quarterbacks, maybe I'll go Bears-Vikings or something, and Vikings-Packers, because the Bears rarely ever have a quarterback.
I have to chime in. You know my buddy Guy, that was best friend from him to you, right?
Yeah.
Well, Guy, passed away from, brain aneurysm, cancer. One of his last requests, go to Green Bay. Got to see the Dolphins beat Green Bay the year they won the Super Bowl. He was at Lambeau, and we beat the Super. And when we're at his funeral, His buddy even mentioned that was one of his greatest days. And, of course, the Packers win the Super Bowl. I'm getting goosebumps right now. But, yeah, I got to say, Lambeau, I mean, obviously being a Bear fan. Dude, that little area across the street, the houses and all that, that looks so groovy, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's a must on the bucket list for all of us as sports fans. Lambeau is one of those, but the Bucks don't have that. And so I don't know. Giannis, with all his love for playing there and staying there and building the championship there, and I commend him for that because that's so old school. The question is, does he realize that it's going to be really hard to lure another star there? LeBron couldn't bring one to Cleveland. If you weren't traded or drafted there was no way you were going to go to Cleveland. Nobody signs free agent contracts to go to Cleveland. It's just the way it is. And they don't sign to go to Milwaukee. And that's where it'll be interesting to see if does Giannis ever get sore about this. If we're 3 years from now and he's got his max deal in place and he's in Milwaukee and he continues to run into that proverbial wall that he's talking about and he can't get over that hump, does he wait till later on in his contract to then say, hey, guys, I got to get out of here. I got to get a title? We'll see. By that time, it'll be too late to come to Miami, my brother. So, Giannis, you have put yourself in a position that I hope you're comfortable, man, because if you back out of this, you're not going to be viewed the same way. You know what I mean? It's kind of when you talk about, certain players, they carry this credibility. The Russell Wilsons of the world, the Derek Jeters of the world. I'm talking about the player. Forget about the Marlins owner and whatever you think, if they're committed or not. That has nothing to do with it. I'm talking about as a player, right? Giannis is in that level with Russell and Tebow and Tony Gwynn and Cal Ripken and, those impeccable people. They're not just great players. They were just impeccable people, too, at the same time that you just marveled at how they handled everything on a perfect level, personally, professionally, on the pitch, the field, the ice, the court, whatever they made their life at. Those freaks. You know what I'm saying? And he, the Greek freak, is one of those freaks. You back out of that statement you gave last night, you lose all of that stuff and you become just like every other athlete. Be interesting. He's got that motivation now. And it looks to me like he's not going to go anywhere in the next year. Doesn't look like those of us that were thinking maybe a Heat trade, that doesn't look like it's going to happen either. But I'm going to be interested to see how Giannis feels a couple of years from now if Milwaukee isn't able to get over the hump and they continuously fail a few more times. Then I want to see where that frustration level is, because frustration has to meet a desire of winning, right? At one point, if you're a great player and you want to win a championship and your franchise is getting in the way of it, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not Ernie Banks' issue that the Cubs were never good enough to win a title. Ernie Banks is good enough. It's not his fault. And we saw that when we've seen it with many teams over the years, that the great player plays his greatest years with a certain team, and he or she never gets a sniff at a championship because they played for a terrible franchise. Like I mentioned with Tony Gwynn.
Look at Mike Trout right now, man.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Right. And
it wears on you. You give it your all. You give your blood, your sweat. You're trying, and the organization doesn't pick you up and help you get to, because you need help.
Right.
One of the things they were talking about today is the fact that Milwaukee's going to have to flat out say, we're willing to go and pay the luxury tax.
Oh, yeah.
You're either all
That's
in
why I asked
or you're not.
That's why I said earlier that if they have the money, because they're going to need to lure another star there, and stars don't want to go to Milwaukee. They're not going to go to Milwaukee, bro. You know? So unless the big ragu from Laverne and Shirley can, revitalize his
Mr.
life.
DeFazio's going to give him a piece of the bowling alley.
Right, unless he can learn how to play basketball and take the fountain of youth, I don't know who the hell's going to move to Milwaukee.
Yeah, you're going to get a percentage of the Shotsky brewery or something.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's crazy. So that's when he put himself in that position, I was kind of scratching my head there. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in. That's 786-322-1105. And just so I can spread the love evenly here, because, I've been doing this for a long time. And when Giannis lost yesterday, social media went crazy, right? And people started putting up memes, right? Heat fans putting up memes, and they show Giannis thinking about joining the Heat. And he's got like this serious face on the sidelines and this and that, and, different things about Giannis. And so Warriors fans were posting stuff of Giannis imagining playing with Steph. Giannis in a Warriors uniform, and they'd put him in a Warriors uniform. People did it with the Heat and all that. So all these teams that wanted to trade for him. So I started laughing my ass off. You know why I'm laughing my ass off? Because fans are full of shit, okay? That's why. No, seriously. We just got to call it like we see it. And there is no fan base more full of shit than the Golden State Warriors fan base. Now, let me walk you through this, okay? A few years back, when Miami was winning their championships with the Big Three, and then the Warriors then had their run, right at the beginning of their run, they were making fun of the Heat fans because they were built by the draft and the Heat wasn't. And you guys had to go buy your championships. You guys remember that? You remember that? You remember the Warriors fans? We got that stupidity from the Warriors fans and the Spurs fans. And then they went and bought Aldridge, and they bought a couple of players, and they shut the hell up, and they stopped saying anything. Then the Warriors fans went and bought Durant and won 2 titles. And so now they want to buy Giannis. And so I don't hear any more of the moronic Warriors fans, because the morons from the Warriors and the morons from the Spurs, okay, I'm not saying the entire fan bases are full of crap, but I'm just telling you there's a large portion of Warriors fans and Spurs fans that were full of shit. Like a ton. So much their eyes are brown. Okay? That's how full of it they were. Oh, no, our teams are built within and built within. And, yeah, you had a nice run where you got a couple of guys. That's fantastic. I don't care how you win a championship, dude. I don't care if you trade for a player, you sign a player, you draft a player, you get them from the G League. I don't care how you win a championship. Does the banner up there say anything different? Do the Lakers banner say we traded for Kobe and Shaq? Or do they just say we won a whole bunch of titles with Kobe and Shaq? Right? Just the dumbest thing in the world that these Warriors fans. So I'm wondering, the Warriors fans, they've gone from, oh, it's all built by the draft, to now they need to go buy in order to win. If Riley can draft Tyler and draft Bam, that's fantastic. But if he could trade for Alonzo and Tim Hardaway, that's also great. If he can draft Caron Butler and Wade and make a move for Lamar, and then make a move Lamar and Butler for Shaq, that's fantastic too. Last time I checked, it's about winning. Okay? One of the greatest coaches ever is Bill Walsh, and he drafted Joe Montana. But then when Joe was getting old, he made a move for Steve Young, because You just don't find them in the draft that often. So even the great Bill Walsh had to go get Steve Young so his franchise could win another championship. Wasn't with him, it was with Seifert, but it doesn't matter. They still won another one because of that move. I mean, so just in case, if you run into those Warriors fans again, or those how about the Spurs nowadays? Would they like to buy some players? Huh? I think they're realizing that, oh, yeah, we had our run. We hit on a couple picks. We got lucky that David Robinson got injured one year, and we were so bad that we lucked into Tim Duncan, and then we've lucked into a dynasty. But then what happened after that, bro? Well, how come you can't keep drafting? What happened, Spurs fans? You know
and
what
the
I'm saying?
NBA of luck, that little Tim and Robinson, and the Magic with Penny and
Right.
Shaq. Those two are neck and neck for the luckiest fall-ins.
Yeah, but at least the Spurs did something with it, whereas the Magic did squat. You know what I mean? Their chances went poof. So it just, I just kind of laugh because I saw the Warriors fans and they're putting all that stuff for Giannis, and I'm like, you guys are so full of it. You were whining like little bitches about the Heat and all that. Whether you draft Wade or trade for Bosch, I don't care, dude. I don't care how you acquire your team. That's stupid. The idea of being a great general manager is that you can draft, you can trade, you can sign in free agency, you can pick up in street free agency, that you learn how to pick up players all over the place.
You utilize every avenue to improve your team. If you're not using every possible tentacle, every avenue, you're not a good general manager. I
don't care about the Yankees, and I'm the guy that always defends the Yankees on their spending. Because when a fan calls me out of pure jealousy, because that's all it is, oh, no, but the Yankees get to buy whatever they want. And I go, is it in the rules? Yeah. What's your problem? Well, my team, well, that's your problem, dude. That's your team. They don't want to spend. That's your problem. They know where they're at. If they don't want to compete, then it is what it is. But the rules are set up, and everybody plays by the same rules. That's it. So find a way to win. And if you don't find a way to win, that's your fault, your team's fault. Don't blame it on the Yankees or the Dodgers or the Cubs because they can spend. You know what I mean? Those are the rules. They're not breaking any rules whatsoever. I hate that. I hate when people reach for crap that it makes no sense. And for me, a few years back, the Warriors and the Spurs fans they sounded like a bunch of snobs, and especially the Warriors, who are a bunch of Johnny-come-latelys. Because they hit on a couple guys that now they've been able to ride it, but they had to go buy another guy in order to win 2 more championships. And now they need to go buy again because they know that they've got a nice team coming back, but it's not going to be a championship team. So they know they need another piece to put those guys over the top. Because those guys that you were drafted only won 1 title. Okay? It's kind of like the big 3 from Boston. After all that hype, they won 1 title, bro. 1. It's not like they were a dynasty or anything like that. So it just, I just kind of laugh because it's the way the Warriors fan has completely changed, after being so full of crap for so damn long. So, Warriors fans and Spurs fans, well, Spurs now, they wish they can do anything. Draft or buy somebody. They can't do either anymore. Okay?
Here, right now, the Yankees would love to buy a win, okay?
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, but that's different. I don't care about that now. I'm talking
right
about
now,
something completely different.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get
currently, lost 15 of your last 20.
Yep.
Woo!
Hank Goldberg's left nut says, did I miss it? Or has Big O talked about Odell Beckham and why he's trending all over Twitter? Well, we talked about that yesterday, but we do have a follow-up story to that, and tune in. You can go back, the segment's there. how he likes to be hit by brown objects. Let's see.
That would be segment number 23 from yesterday.
There you go. It's messed up how Mark Jackson built the Warriors and can't get a coaching job. Yeah, right? It's so screwed up, man. I keep wondering if something happened behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. Pizza Guy says, if I was a Milwaukee fan, thank God I'm not, but just because the Greek says he's coming back and he still has to get past Pat Riley. That's right. That's it. Tremolio says, I remember getting berated by a Bulls fan when the Heat signed LeBron. I reminded the idiot Bulls fans about their purchase of Rodman out of Detroit. Yeah. And I don't think they drafted Cartwright. And they ended up, they didn't draft, did they? I don't think they drafted Steve Kerr, actually. No, they added their own share of pieces, too. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't care how you get a team, man. Draft them, trade for them, sign them, who cares? Exactly. Celtic Big Three won one title, but Petty Paul Pierce says the Heat Big Three underachieved. Big O, do you think Matt Breida will be similar player to Kenyon Drake who can take it to the house? Oh, yeah. Yes, easily. Yeah, he's fast as hell. Alexa V is in the house. Hello, Alexa. Let's see. Jim Mandich would have described Warriors fans as Chardonnay sippers. I'm with you there. The late, great Mad Dog. Don't forget, folks, to give us a like while you're watching there. It always helps out, and it also helps to share the link of the show to folks out there, and also subscribe if you get an opportunity to the show, please. Appreciate that. As they're trying to get me to 3,000. I got to wear a Culture Club shirt if I get to 3,000. So, and
just sitting there in the closet, never been worn, waiting to be.
There you go.
Thrown on.
There you go. A Culture Club shirt. And if you want me to, we'll probably come up with something even more embarrassing for 4,000. So we'll see. We'll come up with it. But first, let's get through 3,000 first. And then we'll attack 4,000. But anyway, plenty of ways to reach out to us on the YouTube chat board, on the Super Chat, on the text line 786-322-1105. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Marlins yesterday, by the way, 8-0 win. Sixto Sanchez, I keep telling you, must-see TV. The kid was dealing yesterday, 6 innings, 6 Ks. He's got a 1.80 ERA in his first 4 outings. The kid has been dynamite. And if you watch him, okay, we're talking about somebody that has got all-star ability, bro. Superstar, number 1 type ability. This is a shutdown pitcher. This is a guy that every 4th day or 5th day, whatever, you're going to have a guy that is going to absolutely get you into the win column because he's going to limit the opposition. The guy's got an electric arm. I mean, yesterday watching him, that was fun. Cooper hit the 2-run homer in the 4th inning. Alfaro hit a homer. Matt Joyce, the veteran, also hit a home run. And the fact that they blanked the Braves 8-0 behind Sixto. And when you have a special pitcher like this, and I don't care that he's a baby, but when he goes out there like this, it puts so much pressure on the guys after him, like, wow, this guy left us a clean sheet. We got to do our best to kind of maintain it. That's what I love about having that. You know what I mean? And you look at, like tonight, Pablo Lopez. He's done a nice, he's 3-3, 305. I mean, all these guys, Sandy Alcantara, I mean, they have pitchers now that you want to watch every night. Okay? I'm just saying, I get it that people are apprehensive about the Marlins and you get nervous getting behind them, but I love what I see, man. And I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they are going to keep some of these guys. And I'm going to root for them. I'm going to get attached to them. And I'm just going to hope. I mean, tonight, they have the better pitcher on the mound. It's funny against the Braves. And this is like, I forgot which one of the guys from the Marlins said yesterday or the day before, we're turning into one of those teams that you gotta be careful, or you gotta be scared of, or you gotta watch out. I forgot how but I'm paraphrasing something like that, and he's right. The Marlins are turning into that team that it's like, yeah, they're young, but dude, they got some talent. They're a pain in the ass, and we need to play our ball, or if not, we're going to get embarrassed. We're going to lose. And they're 19 and 18 right now, I think, or something. I think they're one game.
That is exactly their record. Right? Yes.
So, who the hell had the Heat in the Eastern Conference, and the Marlins 19 and 18 right now? And listen, the pandemic brought upon one good thing about this, that I think it fast-tracked these young guys. I don't think a lot of these young guys would have played in a normal spring training and a normal season. A lot of these guys six of them might have been a September call-up. Okay? Now they've kind of thrown, everything to the wind. They got all those COVID. They had to call up a bunch of guys, and then they're like, you know what? Let's get some of these young guys in here, and let's give them a little experience right now. But good stuff, man. Tonight, 7:10, Pablo Lopez. Check it out. Kenneth Cleveland chiming in with his second super chat. He says, Big O, we love isolation here in the Boom Boom Room, and tell Bill you're welcome. There you go.
I got that sound from MLB Tonight yesterday.
Oh,
Dowd, yeah? Actually, major compliment. And when they...
Who was it that said it?
Dowd.
Oh, okay.
Dowd, and I forget the main guy, but he was there, but Dowd was the main guy talking about our Marlins in a positive light. How often does that happen, right? Mm-hmm. Hold on one sec. You ready?
Go ahead.
The most impressive managerial performance of 2020 thus far.
Hands down, Don Mattingly. My gosh, Greg, look at what they're 18 and 18. They lost 9 games to COVID. Okay, look at that. 58 players
That's unbelievable.
And so he's had to take the mix of all those personalities and stay competitive on the field. Don, by far, is the National League Manager of the Year.
I don't know. How do you have almost 60 players in 36 games? Like, that's incredible.
COVID cost a lot of them, but again, all the different personalities, and he's right at the ship. And that team, I love the way they play. Mm-hmm. They play old-fashioned baseball. They play Cardinal baseball.
Yes, from the 80s.
They steal bases, they bunt, they do some hit and runs, they play with a ton of energy, and he is starting to develop a culture. So when you watch the Marlins play now, there is an identity to how they go play the game. That's a direct reflection of the leadership that comes from the manager.
They've had starting pitching depth for a while. We've talked about him. The kid going tonight, Sixto Sanchez, he looks like he's a win day guy.
That they have too.
They're getting where they need to be. The Marlins are exciting at the moment. At the moment, they would be one of the postseason teams on the National League side.
And I got to tell you something that I have never really been a big Don Mattingly fan as a manager. I was a huge fan of his as a player because how can you not love Donnie Baseball? He just did everything the right way. He was Derek Jeter before Derek Jeter. You know what I'm saying? And in professionalism,
highest fielding percentage in history.
Yeah, hell of a player, and hell of a person, professional. But as a manager, I've just never been impressed with his work. And this is one year where I can't argue with it, man. I can't argue with all the adversity, all the youth, all the inexperience, and you're 19 and 18 with this team, and you got a shot at sneaking into the playoffs. That's crazy stuff, man.
Here, being a Mattingly as a player, but there's a situation that happened in New York that Willie Randolph ended up getting grabbed by the Mets, and this is when Torrey's retiring. And Mattingly felt entitled like he should have the job. Well, of course, Girardi had left the Marlins, and he was the ex-manager of the year. And the Yankees hired Girardi, and Mattingly, it soured me. He got all pissed off and felt entitled, like he should get the manager's job. It's like, man, Willie Randolph would have had the job if he doesn't get grabbed by the Mets. And Girardi's the next manager of the year. You've done nothing, Mattingly. And look at what he did with the Dodgers. Until this year, honestly, bro, he's done nothing.
No, he hasn't
until this year.
Been anything impressive. He hasn't been anything impressive. By the way, the other Yankee guy that was talked about 1,000 times over before those two guys was Chris Chambliss, and never got the job. Chris Chambliss never got the damn job, and they mentioned him every single time. Big O, do you think the NFL offense can be successful without big chunk plays? I think 15 play drives and difficult, often resulting in turnovers and field goals. Yeah, no, that was my problem with the Dolphins with Ryan, that you have to be a dink and dunk and you have to put together long ass drives because there weren't chunk plays. No, you cannot. You cannot do that. The only way you could get away with it, let's put it this way. Jerry Rice is on one side of the field, okay? Mark Bavaro is playing tight end, all right? Then I'll put on the other side, let me go with, let me see. Let me pick somebody in the modern day. That would be Julio Jones. Okay, so I've got Jerry Rice, Julio Jones, and Mark Bavaro. All right? And then running the... I
was going to say, who's in your backfield?
My slot is Wes Welker. Okay? Then my quarterback has to be Brady, has to be Peyton Manning, has to be Jim Kelly, has to be somebody quick twitch, quick decisions, things like that. And all those guys have kind of been in those kind of offenses and accurate as hell. So, and Troy Aikman, I can put in there too. Those guys, Russell, I can put in there too. You got to give me that kind of quarterback and then those kind of people. And then coming out of the backfield, yeah, I need Marshall Faulk, okay? And then maybe, you know what? I'll go with Mike Allstott, okay? So give me Mike Allstott and Marshall Faulk back there, and then, yes, I can do that. I can have 15-play drives all the time because now I have exceptional route runners, exceptional hands, exceptional quarterback, impeccable accuracy. That's the only way I'm going to get away with it. If not, no, I don't want anything with it. So that's how fantasy it is. So gorillas, huh?
That's exactly why I'm over here grooving. We're talking about him yesterday, bro.
Gorillas is playing in the store here, and we were talking about the collaboration between the Gorillas and The Cure from Robert Smith. That's coming. So yeah, that's you got to have chunk plays. Definitely. Let's see. Myron says, I know Jeter will make this team a winner. Well, listen, Myron, they're building a team now that, down the line, like Sixto, I always said you got to find a core and sign them, right? Well, there's one of your core right there, dude, Sixto Sanchez. That guy in a few years, yeah, you better re-sign his ass. And then I'm believing. Okay? Yeah. 420 Fuego says, yes, Mike Allstott was a beast. Yeah, as a pass-catching fullback and a blocker. That's what I need for him for Marshall Faulk. I just need that kind of guy. I get that, and I'm good, man. But it's not going to be easy. You don't want those kind of drives. It's just too much. It's too much burden that you put on your offense to be perfect, and that's really, really difficult. All right, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Monday Night Football will be a little different this year. They are dropping the Monday Night Football theme at least for this year. It could be back next year, not sure yet. All My Rowdy Friends was brought back, right? But unfortunately, the Hank Williams Jr. song is not a COVID-friendly track. It says, All My Rowdy Friends Are Here on Monday Night has been part of Monday Night's football presentation dating back to 1989. Executives reportedly wanted to call an audible during the pandemic, given the most stadiums will be empty. In other words, folks are supposed to be social distancing, not getting rowdy together. So ESPN replaced Williams Jr.'s song with a remix of the late Little Richard's Rip It Up, featuring music by a band called Butcher Brown, and no word yet on the plan when once the coronavirus stitch is over, but ESPN has dropped Williams' track in 2011 over negative comments he made, and later brought it back in 2017. So we don't know if they're going to bring back All My Rowdy Friends, but I kind of get it because, at the beginning of the song, it's talking about people getting together and having some fun and all that, and unfortunately, you can't do that right now. There's no getting together and rocking out and enjoying a game. You're going to be with your family, basically, watching the game.
Not allowed to get rowdy now.
No. Well, you can get rowdy, but by yourself.
Is this not a little bit ridiculous? So,
Yeah. 420 Fuego's asking me. No, I'm sorry. Is it 420? 420 Fuego's asking me, Big O, what are our Canes looking like? Let's get into a little Canes because they play tomorrow night, right? Isn't it UAB tomorrow night, if I'm correct?
It is tomorrow night, sir.
Yeah, so, look, I don't know. I would love, look, they added Lashley, right? So they solved their, maybe offensive coordinator situation, and he's a guy that comes in with the credentials and the offense and all that. They brought in De'Aaron King, right? So they've got their quarterback. They were able to get off the transfer portal a couple of players, including the kid, the pass rusher from Temple. They added a few pieces. I get all of that. That's great. And unfortunately, they also lost their best defensive lineman, too, to the draft. He's gone. But I don't know. And I would love to tell you that I feel great about the Canes. And anybody that says that, you're really a blind-ass fan. Let's just call it like we see it, right? That's what we do on this program. I'm a huge Manny Diaz fan, okay? I want Manny Diaz to succeed. But Manny Diaz was freaking horrible last year. And I got to know that he can coach a football team. I know he can coach a defense. I know he can be a coordinator. But you explained to me how his teams were unprepared after every bye week and even a month for a postseason bowl game. And let me tell you something. It has nothing to do with talent, okay? You can have less talent than the other team and play fundamentally sound. You might lose, but at least you're not giving the game away with penalties and turnovers and mistakes and players dancing on the sidelines while they're losing. And what team celebrates a win over Central Michigan or whatever hell the team was early in the season last year?
Come on, they're a powerhouse.
I mean, give me a break, dude. It was disgusting the way they were last year. It was embarrassing. Manny Diaz was an embarrassment last year, okay? And if I was interviewing him, I'd ask him, hey, Coach, I like you, but you were terrible last year. I'm sure nobody at QAM has the balls to say that, but I would. I'll say, Coach, I'm sorry, I like you, but you were terrible last year. Your teams were unprepared after every bye week. They were unprepared for the bowl game. Tell me how that's going to change. And that's what I need to know. You can bring whatever coach you want. You can add players all you want. You can recruit your ass off all you want, dude. If your players aren't coached up and they don't know what to do from one week to another, then none of this really helps. So I need to know that Manny Diaz can put a fundamentally sound team on the field every week. I want to know that it's a team that doesn't beat itself. I want to see a team that when they do have an off week, they're even more prepared that following week. Okay? That's what I want to see. So I can fill you up with a bunch of crap like some people out there do, but I don't do that here. Okay? I go by what I've seen. I watched the Dolphins get better as the year went on, and they ended the season on an exclamation point by handing Bill Belichick a loss and ending his run with Tom Brady, basically. Because thanks to the Dolphins, that dynasty was over. Okay? Because maybe if they get that bye week, maybe they have even more success, and he hangs on for another year. That expedited his exit. But I watched a team progress. I can't say that about Manny Diaz. I saw a program regress. I saw a program be embarrassing. Okay? And I need Manny Diaz to give me my confidence back in him again. Okay? So before I start to believe in anything that the Canes are doing under Manny Diaz, I need to see a team prepared every week. And then I'll tell you where we can go. Okay? Because you have talent and all of that. But if you don't have coaching, it's over. It's over. Very few seasons have been an embarrassment for me for the Canes. Last year was one of the worst seasons in the history of the Miami Hurricanes. And I'm not just talking about wins and losses. I'm talking about how pathetic they were as a team, as a coaching staff, how they lacked preparation, how they just looked out of place all the time.
How the players carried themselves in the middle of games and their body language.
Yeah.
Oh, we beat Pittsburgh, Florida State, Louisville. You're on a high. You finished the season losing to FIU, Duke, and Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, man.
Those three.
Oh.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I gotta see a lot more from Manny Diaz, man. He let me down like big time last year. You know, it's not just losing. It's just the way that team was so unprepared. And I lay that all on the coach. Completely. So Manny Diaz needs to wake the hell up. Okay? Nobody at QAM, nobody at 790 is going to tell you this because they don't have the balls and they're not going to put up with management and they're tied to the Canes and then the Canes will cry and, oh, they're ripping us on your radio station and we're partners and all that. And so, you know, you're not going to get any of that.
We're not neutered here.
No, there's no neutered here. So, you know, I'm just telling you, this is what I need to see from Manny Diaz. He needs to elevate so I can actually believe in him again because I kind of feel like I was dead wrong about wanting him as a head coach now.
He has given us a little bit of positive. The offseason, man. Is there any
impeccable?
Is there anything that he could have done better?
Yeah, he could have convinced his defensive end to stay.
Oh, okay.
That's about it.
Okay.
That's about it. I mean, Manny had Manny had an all-star offseason. But again, if you can't coach, none of this means anything.
No. At the end of the
you can get Quincy Roche and all that stuff, but dude, if you can't coach,
look, and we're not talking about Thursday night against University of Alabama at Birmingham.
No, wait a minute. Hold on a second. What are you talking about? Yes, I am.
Again,
they sucked against the teams that suck.
You know what? God, that's horrible.
They suck against the teams that suck.
They played to the level of the teams they played.
Yes,
you're right.
Tomorrow you start with a 50-point win on UAB's head, and then you make me feel better.
God, how low have we gotten? How low have we gotten?
You win this game tomorrow by 3 points, and I'm pissed. Okay? You barely win this game tomorrow, and I'm pissed.
Especially if the players are dancing off the field, acting like they beat,
Look, I was never part of Fire Manny last year because I don't believe in that in the first year. Anything can happen to anyone. Maybe things, maybe Manny got surprised by some things, and now he'll fix those things. I love giving somebody a second chance. I don't have a problem with that, and he gets his second chance now. But if I see what I saw last year, I will be the first guy to tell you, can his ass. Okay? Guaranteed. And let me tell you something. Thanks to the Panthers, my record's impeccable. In 30 years of doing this, Every time I say, you've got to fire him, he gets fired. Money in the bank. But I won't say that about Manny. But if I see the same crap from last year, you're out of here. You're gone. You're the wrong guy. You're a defensive coordinator. Nothing wrong with that. You're not a head coach. That's all. And you can't demote him and go get a head coach. That doesn't work. You got to fire his ass and find another defensive, which kind of sucks, by the way, because he's a really good defensive coordinator. And some guys translate and some guys don't. That's all. Gorillas, Muse, Portishead. Which one is better? Oh, dude, I'm going Muse.
Yes.
Every day, and that's Myron with another super chat and a question there. Go ahead, fire it off. I'll be honest, don't know too much about Portishead. No gorillas like crazy. That's fine. I love gorillas. But I doubt they could be Muse. I love Muse, dude. And you got to see them live. Phenomenal live, dude. Love Muse. So I'm going Muse all the way on that one. You too?
Oh, yeah. No, Muse is no doubt. I'm with you on that.
Muse is one of my favorite new bands. Like of the last 20 years, they're one of my favorite bands, dude. I love Muse. I have all their music. I'm maybe, you know what? Maybe I might be a little biased, actually, there. Now that I think about it.
Here. It hurts my caneness to hear you say that we're actually looking to register our value in a game against University of Alabama. How low have we fallen,
I'm sorry, bro.
This is sad.
But, you know, I'm sorry, but we got to trash Keith Askins' alma mater.
Pick yourself off the mat? No. Get yourself back in the ring. We've been knocked out of the ring. We're not on the mat.
I am right? Isn't it Keith Askins, UAB? I want to say Keith Askins.
You know what? I got to look that up.
I want to say
the man with the bow tie.
In fact, I want to say it's Keith Askins and Alan Ogg are both from UAB.
Paint is the land of Og, right?
All right. Check it out. Check it out. Tell me if Keith Askins is UAB and so is Alan Ogg, if I remember correctly in Heat history.
You remember those days being at the game? He'd come in the last 4 or 5 minutes and we would say, the paint is the land of Og.
The land of Og. That's right. It's the land of Og. Damn straight. And give me a horn there because Gus 1388 has chimed in on a super chat. Says Ryan Tannehill's passing style was, I'm a man in the box, death and concussions to all receivers down the middle. or I'm going to end your career like he did with the tight end, you know? So, yeah, he did it all. Let's see. I admit we're blind when it comes to the Canes as fans, but I'm with you, Big O, on this. Manny has to prove himself. Yeah, dude, I like Manny a lot. I do. But, man, we have to be honest, right? We have to be honest. He was terrible last year. I mean, embarrassingly terrible. I have seen very few Canes teams as poorly prepared as the ones that Manny Diaz actually coached last year. I do think having King at QB could pump up the offense. The U obviously gets the athletes to compete against all but the top schools. But it's on Manny to get that defense going. No, defense, offense, special teams. Dude, I listen, I want a smart football team that does all the right things out there. That's all. You know? You can't find any of it, bro? You're taking like 8 years to find that? Seriously? You are terrible. He has taken 8 years. Watch me find it before him now. I'm gonna race him now on this.
Sorry, man, I'm doing 5 other things.
No, you're only doing one right now. You're only doing one thing right now.
Alabama, not UAB.
Which one?
It says Alabama.
Which one?
It says the school that I'm looking at.
Which player?
Keith Askins.
Oh, okay. And then now look for Ogster. Alan Ogster. Where was Alan Ogg? Who did he go to? And the late Alan Ogg, by the way, For those of you that don't know, we lost Alan Ogg, the basketball player, I don't know, about 5-6 years ago, I want to say. Birmingham, Alabama is where he died November 1st. He went to UAB, 86-90. There you go.
Okay, so
Raymond,
he was, yeah.
Raymond Allen Ogg, UAB. There you go. Nice job. All right. And rest in peace, Allen Ogg.
Did you get you don't have an Allen Ogg jersey, do you?
No. I have a Billy Thompson
yes,
jersey.
Yes, 55, I think.
55.
Yep.
I have Cycli 4, and I have a Glenn Rice 41. Those are it.
That night in Orlando when he scored, was it 51?
Who?
Rice. We even caught the out of the cannon the little
I don't remember.
Orlando Magic little basketball things. Yeah, remember we were up in the nosebleeds, but I think Rice scored 51 that night in Orlando.
Well, I'm sure he did it a couple times in his career where he scored 50. Let's see, what else do we have here? Andy Benoit was breaking down how good a defense was against Tannehill on a play. I noted that Tannehill was staring in one direction pre and post snap, and that's why they picked him off. Dude blocked me. LOL. Askins was automatic with the corner three. Yes, I nicknamed him the Rifleman for the three, and then he had these long, skinny ass arms, so it was like a rifle.
Lockdown D, man.
Yeah,
he was.
I remember one day where Dominique Wilkins. Okay, Dominique Wilkins. Can I say it one more time? Dominique Wilkins had like 27 points on the Heat in the first half. They put Askins on him in the second half. He had 2. I saw it firsthand. I saw it. I wonder if one day if I'm smoking a cigar with Keith, I'll bring that up and have a little talk with him about that one, because that was a fun night. Fun night tonight. Let's hope. At the stadium. I know nobody can be inside the stadium, just us folks working it. But Inter Miami is hosting Atlanta United FC. And listen, just to kind of give you the heads up here on this game, they remember Matuidi is in now. This is his second game, which is great. He played about 70 minutes in the last game, or 70-something minutes actually. I think it was like 77 minutes or 75 minutes or so. He played a lot of minutes in his first game, which was amazing. They are Atlanta United, by the way, is favored by half a goal. The over and under is 2.5. Inter Miami's favored in this game in the money line. They're minus 120. Atlanta United is plus 315. That's kind of weird, right? And then the draw is plus 254. And Miami has 2 ties, a win, and a 1-goal loss in the last 4 games. They've allowed 1 goal in their last 3 games. The defense has come around. Atlanta United is not a good team. Before their tie with Miami a couple of a week ago, actually a week from this Wednesday, from today, they had lost 5 of their last 6 games. So this is not the United from a couple of years ago that rocked it. This is a different United team. Inter has a really good chance tonight to pick up a victory. And what's really important is, what I want to remind you, that if you're able to pick up a victory tonight, take a step back and realize they went 0-5 in their first 5 games. If you end up winning tonight, okay, that's 2 wins, 2 ties, and a 1-goal loss in the last 5. That's an enormous change from losing 5 games. So big game tonight, because you need to get the 3 points. You know, if the Higuain rumors are going to happen, and they are going to get their forward, and that's the guy that could finish a lot of these plays, that they lack scoring, man. You know, whether it's Carranza or somebody else has got to step up and become that guy, and it just has not happened. And that's why the trade for Higuain, that's why they've been rumored with all kinds of different players for months now, that we've been talking about Suarez and you name it, and Cavani and all that stuff that's been going on, all those rumors. So Higuain looks like maybe, I'm not breaking any news. I don't know anything, okay? Don't expect me to be breaking any news. I don't even bother to try to ask or find out because I don't even want to know, bro. I'll know with you guys, and that's it, whatever, and
You just work there?
I just work there. That's it, yeah. Yeah, the last thing I need to do is get in trouble and piss off George. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave, Beckham and Moss and obviously Paul, who does all the decisions for all that kind of stuff. They'll decide on that. But the rumors are, and it looks like it's getting closer, and if they get Higuain, that'll be great. But tonight, man, if they get a win, things really start to look a lot better for them with that win because you compare the first 5 to the next 5, and it's night and day.
To be 500, your last 5, as an expansion team?
That's not bad. It's not bad. And you've picked up several points along the way. So you've picked up 8 points there in those 5 games. That would be enormous for this team. So let's hope for a win tonight. It'll be at 8 o'clock. Remember to download the Inter Miami app, and you can listen to our pregame, the entire broadcast with Chris Whittingham, Thomas Rongan, and Fernando Fiore. Myself and Dono, along with Fernando, do the pre, half, and the post. We have a lot of fun with it, so please join us tonight. And let's hope that Inter Miami is able to get it done against Atlanta United.
We could shift gear. We could talk instead of, we only lost by 1 goal. No, we've been 500 for the last. There's a whole different tone there.
Yeah. Kenneth Cleveland is on another one of his amazing rolls. He just dropped another super chat, his 3rd of the day already. He says, we support you, Big O, here in the Boom Boom Room, here in the Boom Boom Challenge. Everybody out there to come after my super chat record. I am the king around here. Yes, you are, sir. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And I don't think anybody's breaking your record, bro. 8? I just don't see it, man.
And I got a raise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's 8. That's amazing, dude. Let's see. Ian from Brooklyn goes to Alexa. Great. Now that we can talk sports and slide away from the politics. LOL. Amen. Trust me, dude. Trust me. I don't want to talk about it. I won't shy away from it. That's not who I am. You're never going to get me talking religion, but I'm not afraid to speak, whatever my opinion is on politics. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to worry about, worry about somebody's opinion or they get all bent out of shape. I don't care about that. That doesn't affect me, but I'd prefer to keep it all sports and fun and music and, I just screwing around. It's a lot better than having to deal with politics.
You are at 1 hour and 2 minutes.
Oh, I didn't break at the bottom of the hour?
No, man. Why do that when you're on a roll, brother?
All right.
I have to compliment you on your mask.
Oh,
by the way.
Well, we figured that, the Heat are rocking.
Those about to rock, man.
And they're rocking right now. So, yeah, we figured that. EJD Construction, I want you to call Eric, folks. If you're looking to improve your home, maybe that kitchen, you want to redo that kitchen, modernize it. How about the man cave? You're not going to be at a lot of stadiums and arenas, right? So you want to improve the man cave experience, and you want to add some more TVs. You want to, maybe you want them coming out of the roof or the walls or whatever. Call EJD Construction, man. Major home remodeling additions. Unfortunately, because of COVID, there's a lot of families that are consolidating, and some have to, sell their homes or whatever. And if you got to build an extra room in your home, this is your opportunity. Call EJD Construction. Tell them that Big O sent you. Listen, man, they've been at this for over 16 years. Dade and Broward counties, folks. Call them 305-433-4843. And accredited A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. And this isn't a guy that picked up 4 guys at Home Depot then showed up at your house. No, we're talking about professionals that will do the job right and custom home builders. So call Eric right now and tell him that Big O sent you. 305-433-4843. Better yet, Also go to the Instagram account, EJD_construction, so you can see a lot of the before and after pictures. These guys are phenomenal. They'll do great work for you. EJDconstruction.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer. America's safest and
This is the Yes, we're out here at VSS West Pines. We do it every single week out here on Wednesdays. Come on by and say hi. Hey, wasn't somebody supposed to come out here on VSS West Pines? Wasn't one of our listeners said that
yes.
they're going to come out here and visit us at VSS West Pines? Always appreciate you out there. Myron and Kenneth Cleveland are racing. They both have posted their third super chat of the day. Myron. He says, best movie, Revenge of the Nerds or The Jerk? Wow. Wow, that's really tough, dude. The new phone book's here. Oh, man, this is so tough.
He hates these cans.
Oh, you know, I'm gonna have a slight lean to The Jerk.
I'm with you. I concur.
I have a soft spot in my heart for Steve Martin. I've always been a huge Steve Martin guy. Love Steve Martin. I used to buy his records when I was a kid.
Too wild and a crazy guy.
Yeah, I still have those records, by the way. They're still in my collection, okay? And I've gotten those downloads on my iPod for the heck of it, too. So once in a while, I'll listen to it. It doesn't translate, 30, 40 years later. It's not the same. It's not as fun. It's not as funny, shall I say. but I'm going to go a slight lean, and it's not by much, but I'll go with the jerk over Revenge of the Nerds. How about you? I mean, I love both.
Like I said, I concur, man. I'm with you. I
love both. Can't complain about either one. But I got to go slight lean to Revenge of the Nerds. How about all of you out there that are old enough to know about Revenge of the Nerds and the jerk? Which one you going? Give us the vote there on Myron there with the chat board here on YouTube. Or you could do it on the text line, too, if you want to do it there. Let's see. What else do we have here on the chat board? I wish O worked on Saturday so I can take him and Bill some food. It might happen. You never know. One day we might be doing a Saturday show. You never know. Maybe there's a sponsor that needs us on a Saturday. So that could happen, Alexa. You never know. We just got to get back to another one. Wow, Myron just dropped another super chat. He goes, this is for Kenneth. It's like a race between Myron and Kenneth, and it's like Myron just pulled up. You know how those horse races that are on those games that are like horse races, and they kind of move along slowly depending on how
you spin
or shoot the gun with the water or whatever, whatever it is. So Myron's horse is just got a little bit ahead of Kenneth Cleveland. No, but Kenneth Cleveland just ties him now because he dropped his fourth one also. And he put Revenge of the Nerds for him, so he's a Revenge of the Nerds guy.
We're in the last hour, and down the stretch they come.
Troy laid a major insult on Manny Diaz right now. He goes, I probably lean towards, I think Manny was worse than Al Golden. That's bad. But I got to tell you, Manny was just as bad as Al Golden last year. As embarrassed as I was with Al Golden many, 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 many times, I got to say, Manny was just as embarrassing.
Here, I got to take you back.
And the worst part is, Al Golden didn't have the bravado that Manny did. Manny had that. Manny's kind of toned down the bravado this offseason compared to last year. Last year, remember, if they don't commit to the Canes, they stay committed. We don't want them, and he was Mr. Brash, and he got humbled last year. So let's see. Being humbled is a good thing. And Kenneth Cleveland, by the way, drops his fifth one now.
You ready?
Yes.
Pool on Weed Eater Bowl.
Yes.
Against Cal. I think they had the running back best. Randy Shannon. You remember there's a point in the game, we call a timeout. We set up our play and have to call another timeout right behind it.
Oh, yeah.
That was probably the most pathetic I've seen.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. We spoke about Odell Beckham yesterday because Odell Beckham,
brown poo-poo.
There's a story out there that, some thought on some podcast that she, had some interactions with Odell, and that Odell, behind the scenes, likes to get crapped on, basically. And, there are people that have those fetishes that allow you with the golden showers, and I guess he wants to be a crap master. Najee Davenport was the original crap master, but Najee left you a present in your hamper, and so where you had your dirty clothes got slightly dirtier when Najee broke into your apartment in the middle of the night. And so you ended up, but see, Najee didn't want to crap on anybody. He didn't want crap on him, and you know what I mean? But he did give a crap. He gave it to some people out there. And so Odell now went out there, and as those rumors were flying around, Odell felt like he had to answer the rumors about being a number 2 wide receiver to take a line away from Dougie Fresh, or the third receiver on the what's it called, on the depth chart. So he went and answered the rumors out there, and this is what he said. He says, "Can't knock me off my pivot, no matter what shit is thrown my way." So, and as I am going to now read some of the responses of people on his Instagram account after he said, you can't knock me off my pivot, no matter what shit is thrown my way. And the S word will be dropped here several times. So if you have any kids, you may want to put them away at the moment. So one listener, Dylan Dana, says, "Get that shit off your chest, brother. Let me know." Another guy says, "You know me too well. Shit's crazy." That's how OBJ then answers back. CJ Deuce goes, "Talk your shit." Kalen Balaj chimes in, "That shit is on you, bro. Not you on slime, or not on you, slime." Okay, and then what else? I don't want to use the F word. Lord, thank you. Let me know if you need me, my brother. That's Deion Sanders. He's the only one that avoided the other stuff. Elliot Porter 55 says, "Man, ignore all this shit, oh. Brother, literally." And then Winnie Harlow says, "They ain't got shit on you, bro." Rio Grant Delpit chimes in, "You got to be shitting me." Too Tweezy says, "Hey, I called you the other day, and I want to just, I was just checking in on you." Yeah, that's Wood says, "This shit is getting out of control." So it just keeps going. It doesn't end. The shit doesn't end. I mean, it's endless shit. We're going to tell you. So Odell Beckham at least has a sense of humor. Now, he didn't deny it. So I'm just saying he didn't deny it. Okay? Oh, Lordy. All right, so Myron, by the way, has now sent in his 5th super chat. And Julius 305 now sends in his 2nd of the day. He says, "Kenneth Cleveland, dude, stop super chatting and open the door. I want some boom boom action." Gus 1388 sends in his 2nd super chat of the day. Then Myron follows up with his 6th super chat of the day. He says, "Best Karate Kid movie, 1 or 2? I'm still going to go 1, right? Got to go 1, right? You can. Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, 1.
Everybody's saying 1.
1.
Yeah, 1. We're all 1. All 1. All right, Myron. Kenneth Cleveland, by the way, then chimes in with his 5th super chat of the day. .420 Fuego goes, all types of shit going on.
We're changing the show's name to the Super Chat Show.
The Super O Chat, constantly. After seeing Byron Jones go from top paid CB to 4th highest in a matter of months, it goes to show how smart our front office was in paying him a lot, knowing the future of the market. Yeah, man, it's Goran Dragic. We learned our lesson with that. Remember, oh my God, they're giving him all this money. And then the Heat kind of explained that, the market's going to blow up and people are, and that contract won't look that expensive, and it hasn't. You know what I mean? It's just one of those deals. We overreacted, yours truly too, on the Goran. Like, wow, that's a lot of money. I wasn't saying it was a terrible deal, but I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. But then the market went the way they said it would. Boom. What can you do? Gus 1388 chimes in with a third super chat here. And Gus goes, okay, you want to play rough? That's tres. Nah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine, man. I think the whole salary thing, it'll end up working out because the market is what it is, and it never goes down. It ends up going up. That's why I would always laugh with fans. Hey, the cap's going up $10 million. We could get more players, and I would go to them. No, you can't. You get the same players, dude. You're not going to be able to add another star because all the salaries go up too. So it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't allow you to get more players. And they're like, "Oh, you're such a negative Nelly." I'm like, "No, dude. I'm just being honest." I love how I am a negative Nelly because I'm telling you the honesty. It's what I always loved about some fans out there. Myron chimes in with his 7th super chat of the day. And then Super Boom Shack drops a super boom on the super chat. That's a big one there, dude. Thank you, my brother. And Gus 1388 goes, that's the 4th super chat of the day. Thank you, Gus. Appreciate you. Go ahead, one more horn there, Bill. For Gus 1388. Give me another one for Gus. There we go. Oh, can the Heat re-sign Dragon and Crowder next season without compromising their flexibility in 2021? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I think they might be able to because they're their own players, so maybe they give them one-year deals and then re-up in the summer again if their contracts are up. If they're not and they're available for this year and then they're up in the summer, then yeah, I could see them probably making a big move, then re-signing their own. One of those kind of deals. But I could see them giving Goran like a one-year deal. Something like that. Okay? That I can definitely see. And Gus 1388, not screwing around with his 5th super chat of the day. You guys are amazing, man. Thank you so much. Let me give you a little music news. We always love talking about music news. Let's start off here. In 1971, on this date, John Lennon released his 2nd solo album, Imagine. It became his first #1 album, and it's a great album, too, on top of all of that. 1999, the Smashing Pumpkins announced that bassist D'Arcy Retzky had left the band after recording her part for the album Machina and the Machines of God, Gone. And also Korn in 1999 on this date won the Moon Man rock video for Freak on a Leash at the MTV Music Awards. That was a very good song. Let's see, what else do we have here on this day in rock and roll. Let's start off with 1975. Paul McCartney and Wings kicked off their historic 13-month world tour. U.S. performances were recorded for the triple live album Wings Over America. The North American leg constituted McCartney's first live performances there since the Beatles' final tour in 1966, which is amazing. 92, Nirvana, listen to this. Do you remember this, Bill? Kurt Novoselic when I saw this today, I remembered it after Chris Novoselic knocked himself unconscious during the MTV Music and Video Awards after being hit on the head with his guitar after throwing it up in the air. You remember that when that happened?
I seem to recall that. Like, seriously, he did that himself to himself.
Threw it up in the air. Yeah, classic, dude. Coolio in 95 on this date, featuring LV, scored his first U.S. #1 single with Gangsta's Paradise, which is one of the great all-time rap songs of all time, man. It's just amazing. The song sampled the chorus of the 76 Stevie Wonder song Pastime Paradise and featured in the 95 movie Dangerous Minds, starring Michelle Pfeiffer. Coolio was awarded a Grammy Award for that song, and it's such a great song. 2018 on this date, Eminem was at #1 on the UK charts with his 10th studio album, Kamikaze. The album also reached #1 in 15 countries, becoming Eminem's 10th consecutive #1 album in the United States, and later becoming the best-selling hip-hop album of 2018. I did not know that was the best-selling album of 2018. A couple of birthdays today, just, there's several, but I mean of big names or somewhat big names. John McPhee, singer, songwriter, and guitarist for the Doobie Brothers, born on this date in 1950. And in 1975, Michael Bublé, the Canadian singer, also born on this date. So that's some of the stuff that happened in music history, the notes and other things. I got something for you that's pretty cool. I have an AC/DC banner on, right? Okay. If you like the Foo Fighters, if you like Nirvana, if you like AC/DC, then there's a good chance that you like Brian Johnson and you like Dave Grohl. Well, frontman Brian Johnson and Foo Fighters Dave Grohl are focused on a new documentary that will premiere on Sky Arts Network on September 17th. Mark this down. This is really cool. The doc was filmed at Grohl's studio in 606 in Southern California, and the network shared this synopsis. It's a meeting of rock legends as AC/DC frontman Brian Johnson meets Foo Fighters lead singer and frontman from Nirvana drummer Dave Grohl at the Foo's LA studio to share stories about life on the road. There's never been a stronger need or demand for the arts, nor an important time to champion and celebrate creativity, Sky Arts director Philip Edgar said. That's why we're throwing open the doors to make Sky Arts a free channel. During the lockdown, we've seen audiences to the channel increase by 50%. Our weekly live paint-along show, Portrait Artist of the Week, reached 4.6 million people with over 20,000 portraits painted. This is going to be cool. It airs on the 17th. Can you imagine Dave Grohl and Brian Johnson talking about the road and those kind of stories? That's going to be awesome, dude. That's going to be amazing. So on the 17th, if you want to see Dave Grohl and Brian Johnson interviewing each other, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Judas Priest, Rob Halford. This is interesting. And if you don't know, Rob Halford is one of the greatest voices in heavy metal of all time. Okay, he's top 5. I don't know who you want to put in your top 5 of voices in heavy metal. Guaranteed, if Halford's not in your top 5, then you don't know anything about heavy metal. So Rob Halford revealed during a recent interview that he's been working on a blues album. That is cool. The project is slowly being put together. Halford expressed his interest in making a blues album in the past and was asked about it during an appearance at the Poltrocast with Darren Poltrovitz. He revealed, "It's already begun. I've been working on the blues album with my brother Nigel and my nephew Alex and friends that I work with together on the Celestial album. We had such a great time, and they're so talented, and that blues thing has never left me. It's just a part of rock and roll. We're slowly putting bits and pieces together. There's no timetable on it. We're kicking the tires. I've already got some bits and ideas here and there, and they sound great." So I can't wait to watch Rob Halford do a little blues. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Okay? And then if you're a Pearl Jam fan, this is another thing that you may want to check out. Pearl Jam is sharing live footage from their Seattle show during the opening night of their 2018 North American tour following It's a September 4 preview via nugs.net. It's billed as the home shows. The August 8th event at the city's Safeco Field, the first of 2 sold-out nights in their hometown, saw the group deliver a 33-song set list that mixed classic rock tracks with covers and rarities. The show was not only the band's first time playing at home in Seattle in almost a decade, but it also raised nearly $11 million for 100 organizations working to reduce homelessness in Seattle and King County. They're always doing great stuff, man. They've got this whole movement now to help people vote and everything. Pearl Jam is one of those bands that has a conscience, and they actually care more than just about the music. They actually give a crap about society. I think Eddie Vedder and company are really good people, but if you want to see that Seattle show from 2018, and I know I'm going to watch it, man. And one of the things that Pearl Jam gives you your money's worth, dude. You're going to get 30-plus songs. That's just ridiculous. I saw 50. I heard and watched 54 different songs in 2 nights when I saw them. Crazy.
I just have one question.
Yes.
Is NorCal listening to your backing of Pearl Jam?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Let's see, where are we at now? Okay, so Myron now has hit number 8 on the Super Chat. And he put, "Where's Kenneth?" And then Kenneth chimed in with his 6th Super Chat now. Kenneth, who is better, Jennifer Lopez or Salma Hayek? Wow. Go ahead. I may throw some of you off there, but I'm going Salma Hayek every day of the week and twice on Sundays. That's all. Because they both are beautiful. They're both curvaceous, right? Because they both have the backside. But somebody's got a better front side. So I'm gonna go Salma. There's just more woman there. That's all. Is it all right? Is that a good breakdown? I don't know. I'm not sure. Kenneth Cleveland chimes in with his 8th Super Chat of the day. And then follows it up with a 9th to tie Myron now. Big O Super Boom Shack gets a VIP for the Boom Boom Room. You're damn right about that, bro. All of you are amazing, bro. All of you. Myron, Julius, Kenneth, Gus, Super Boom Shack.
Regarding the measurements,
thank you all out there, man. You guys are freaking amazing every single day, not just today.
Right.
Every day that we do this, every day you guys show us incredible love, and we appreciate it immensely. Thank you so much.
I was just going to say, the only way you could get more detailed about, you'd have to bring a tape measure, and actually get the measurements.
Yeah.
Okay?
Basically. Yeah,
I know you would. That actually would be a good job.
Hell of a job. In no order, Halford, Dio, Dickinson, and Jeff Tate. Wow. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, do we add Klaus Main in there?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Maybe we put Klaus Main in there to round out the top 5. Yeah. That's about it right there. That's awesome. Raging King from King Diamond also. And I mean, when we talk about voices, those are some voices there, man. Those are some voices there in a big time way. Nice job by you guys there bringing that one up. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in. Do you see that the folks at FSU are having some issues with COVID? I don't know if you guys saw this, but more than 850 FSU students, employees test positive for COVID-19. That's right. It's the number of students and staff at FSU tested positive for COVID-19 has risen by more than 700 just 1 week after school started on August 24th. According to the university's COVID-19 dashboard, 839 students and 14 employees have tested positive for COVID. They say the numbers reflect data collected from August 2nd through September 4th. Along with the cases sharply spiking, the positive rates rose from 7.32% up from 1.5% the week before. A total of 11,653 tests have been conducted at FSU since August 2nd, up nearly 3,500 to 8,224 the week prior. This is why it's hard for me to give college football a shot at surviving, because unless you're going to keep them away from all the kids and they're just going to study online, which they can't because a lot of those kids probably need help. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know what I'm saying? You know? By the way, Kenneth in Cleveland just dropped his 10th super chat. Oh, Lordy. So the students, that's why I just think that
this is happening in a lot of schools, man.
Oh, yeah, man. It's kids.
Thank you.
It's kids. Come on. We all would have had COVID if we're at college. I'm not going to pick on the kids for being kids. They're going to do stupid things. That's kind of what it is. That's when you're a kid, you do stupid things.
What was it I read up in our Orlando area? One of the middle schools or something, like 20 of the teachers or something got it, 15 of the teachers.
Yeah.
And they were open for like a week.
Of course.
Man.
It's crazy, man. Big O, it's Big Cuban Booty Day in the Boom Boom Room. I like it, Kenneth. Nothing wrong with some big booties. And then here comes Myron with his 10th Super Chat of the day. Kenneth, remember my Super Chats are double. By the way, better actor, Trump or fake Trump? You're talking about I Am God. What's his name? One of the best lines ever. What's his name? One of the Baldwin brothers. Alec Baldwin.
Alec.
You're talking about that fake Trump, right? I mean, I would imagine that's the only fake Trump I know. I'm going to go fake Trump. I love fake Trump. Fake Trump is awesome.
Yeah,
it's a great skit, dude. You got to just, I mean, that's the only bad part about voting him out in November, that, fake Trump will go by the side.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he's going to do stuff to stay in the media spotlight in some capacity.
Where I disagree with you?
He's had enough?
I know. I don't think he realizes the hell that's happening after he's president. I'm not going to get into politics or whatever, but I'm just saying, from everything that's happened, lawsuits and all kinds of stuff, and they're going to rip him and make fun of him, and he will not have any more presidential power. I'm predicting serious hell for him once he leaves office.
Oh, they're going after him?
Oh.
From a legal standpoint.
Everything. From any kind of standpoint. Social media, publicly, whenever he's out in public, it's going to...
Well, when you said, look, some of the things, man, the guy that's in charge of air quality and all that was a lobbyist for the coal people. It's like, how do you put him in charge of air and pollution?
I'm just saying, dude, it's going to be bad for him.
So you think he's going to run away, like, and hide, like move?
He may need to hide.
Well, you know what? Who'll take him in? His buddy Putin.
Yeah, he can move there. Bill, I'm sure that yesterday you got the news and you were depressed that Keeping Up with the Kardashians has been canceled. It's over now.
Oh,
That's right. The long-running E-Doc soap will screen in 2021 for the final time. This is what the women said. It is with heavy hearts that we say goodbye to Keeping Up with the Kardashians after what will be 14 years, 20 seasons, hundreds of episodes, and several spin-offs. we've decided as a family to end this very special journey. We are beyond grateful to all of you who have watched us for all these years, through the good times, the bad times, the happiness, the tears, and many relationships and children will forever cherish, and the wonderful memories and countless people we've met along the way, the family wrote. I say to this, thank you. I mean, this
what they're going to do.
Shows how low our country will go that we watch that kind of crap. You know what I mean? If they were naked, then I can understand people watching them. But I'm not sure why else you would be watching them, because there's nothing compelling about them. But I will say this, with all the Kanye mess that's gone on this year, and because mentally he's gone awry, and maybe this woman is actually in love with him, something tells me that maybe they don't want this stuff to be airing anymore because of her relationship with Kanye. Now, if there's ever a divorce, something tells me that that show will then come back. But I think all the experience with Kanye this year and everything public that's gone on, I think she even doesn't want to, show off her life like they do every single day, good or bad.
You know what she could do after this gets done? Go back to how she got started. Get on her back and put her ankles by her ears.
Oh, God. Man of 1,005 volts sends in the Super Chat playoffs are here. Yes, they are. How's it going, man of 1,005 volts? Thank you for the Super Chat also, man of 1,005 volts. Very nice.
I was going to say, forget November 2nd or 3rd, with the election. This race is outrageous.
Yes. Yes. And give man of 1,005 volts a horn there, bro. And Myron has pulled ahead again with his 11th Super Chat of the day. Thank you, Myron. You guys are absolutely out of control today. I mean, it's awesome. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it, especially during these times. But very, very nice of you all out there, man. Very, very nice. Let's see, what else do we have here on the show? Oh, Bill, let me give you a heads up on something you may want to know about. Luby's. You know what Luby's is, the restaurant chain?
I've heard of it, but,
okay.
That's about it.
Wasn't there a shooting at a Luby's years ago? A few years back, I want to say. Anyway, Luby's, known for its namesake cafeterias that sell comfort food, and the burger chain Fuddruckers is planning to put its restaurants up for sale. So you know what we're doing Monday. Members of the company's board announced on Tuesday a plan to liquidate, which includes selling assets and real estate, returning cash to shareholders. Luby's cafeterias date back to 1947. The Texas chain serves comfort food, including chicken fried steak, roast steak, and ribeyes. Fuddruckers specializes in hamburgers. Both restaurants have suffered during the pandemic. At Luby's, restaurant sales fell 75% in the quarter ending June 3rd. Compared to the same period last year at Fuddruckers, sales fell nearly 91%. So Luby's has announced that it was pursuing a sale in June. The liquidation plan is the next logical step, members of the board said in a statement. Our stockholders have expressed their support for seeking alternatives to continuing to operate the company's restaurants in their current form, and we believe the liquidation plan will allow the company to accomplish the task that is most in an efficient manner. Stockholders must approve the plan before it moves forward. So there you go.
Sad, man.
Sad, because Fuddruckers was a staple here in South Florida for so long. They've scaled back. I have one right close to my house. So I'm kind of lucky when they get the food right. But it's it's one of those deals that unfortunately it's a change that's a coming. So if you want to enjoy a Fuddruckers, hurry up, because you won't be able to enjoy them much longer. All right, they will definitely be out. Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette had something to say. He was interviewed by TMZ. And he was asked about playing with Tom Brady. And, Leonard Fournette has had his issues in Jacksonville, lazy, doesn't work hard, late to meetings, all that, often injury prone. He's got, some ankle issues and things like that. So Leonard was asked about playing with Tom Brady. Here's what he had to say.
I don't really worry about expectations. Football is football. I've been playing the same game for 25 years. I mean, for the first time in my life, I really have a quarterback. So that's an eye-opener for me. And not a lot of pressure is going to come on me. I guess it's going to be a lot of with me and him and a lot of other guys on the offense. But as far as like game planning and changing things, it's great for me. I'm happy to be back there with one of the greatest, the greatest that played this game. And I get to learn from him too. I guess my first 2 days there was sitting there talking to him about the defenses, what he expects and what I expect from him, expectations, because, it's high right now. But we have to start with each other on the team, to understand each other and, get a better communication skills with each other first before anything.
And let me tell you something. He's not lying here, okay? He's on target 1,000%. When you have a real quarterback, it takes pressure off of everybody else, okay? And, yeah, he didn't have a real – now, he didn't – see, the problem with Leonard Fournette is he has no credibility in my book, okay, as a person, as a player, because I've seen him just screw up way too many times, whether it's off the field, whether it's his body breaking down. This is an unreliable person. But he's right about having a real quarterback. He has not had a real quarterback in Jacksonville. His years there, it was only a few years, but in the last couple of years, Jacksonville doesn't have anything that resembles a franchise quarterback. The porn stash has done a nice job of give me a break, and Blake Bortles was not the answer, or anybody else that they had there.
Nick Foles, man.
Yeah, I mean, give me a break. Nick Foles, you signed, and that was a disaster. Leonard does, and you do have a quarterback. The defense is just different. And it opens it up for everybody else because you literally have to account for the guy behind the snap. And when there isn't respect for that guy, they get to tee off. They get to put extra people in the box, which is what Fournette faces on a consistent basis. Now, he's got to stay healthy. We'll see. Having Tom Brady, it elevates everybody else. I even saw, I'm not comparing, well, I could compare him actually because on a world-class level, the guy's had all kinds of success, just like Tom Brady has. But Matweedy, if you went to the game on Sunday, well, if you watched the game on Sunday, I'm sorry, I'm one of the few people that gets to go to the game. If you watched the game on Sunday, you saw the elevation of play from everybody else. You saw the energy. You saw everything. You know why? Matweedy works harder than everybody else. So when the highest paid player on the team, the most accomplished player is your hardest worker, it sets a standard for everybody else. Tom Brady, he's a gym rat. He's a junkie. Not the bad junkie, the good junkie.
He eats avocado ice cream.
Right, not the Pookie junkie. He is a sports junkie. That guy wants to work, and be the best he can possibly be. So that puts a pressure on, and this is a good thing for both. Leonard Fournette maybe now gets to learn about how to have real character and be a real professional from people like Tom Brady and Godwin and Mike Evans, and stuff like that. So now he's going to be surrounded by people that are actually trying their best to be their best every single day in practice or in a game. Leonard Fournette needs that influence. So it's nice for him to take the shot at Jacksonville, and it's all true. They didn't have a quarterback while he was there. But I will say, for Leonard Fournette, he needs this just as much as anybody else out there. This is going to be good for him. Now, I'll give you something in football that we all are afraid of, okay? And that's the Denver Broncos. And I mean that by saying Von Miller. If you heard about it yesterday, he suffered a tendon injury on his ankle. And that's the one thing that I have feared, obviously, like you do, like he does as a Bears fan, like anybody does as a Raiders fan, as whatever fan you are of whatever team. Your season hasn't started, and you lose a guy that's really important to your team for the year. That's effing brutal, dude. I mean, it's deflating. I'm not a Denver fan. I don't care about the Broncos. But when I saw Mike Kliss from Denver report that that Miller's getting a second opinion on the ankle and how bad it is, and it ends up being a tendon injury, and he's out. And now that puts all the pressure on Bradley Chubb, and now he's going to face all the double teams because now you lose one of the best pass rushers in the NFL and a guy that makes life easier for everybody on defense. The corners are going, oh, crap, we lost this guy. Now I got to cover another extra second. You know, that's kind of what's happening. And so be grateful as Dolphin fans that we didn't have the devastating injury like and dude, we're starting the season this weekend. And the guy got injured now.
Compounded the last play in practice.
So terrible, dude. I'm not a Broncos fan, and I felt sick to my stomach yesterday when I don't like to see great players go out, man.
This guy's had a hell of a remember when he had COVID?
Yeah.
He had a bunch of issues. He does have asthma.
He couldn't breathe.
And he had a real issue.
Breathing issues. Yeah, breathing issues. And it's just, to me, I don't like seeing great players get injured. I don't wish it on any team or nothing like that. It's no fun, man. And we get cheated as football fans because now we don't get to see Von. I don't want him getting to the quarterback against the Dolphins, but I don't care if he's sacking everybody else. That doesn't bother me. It's fun to watch. Dude's really good.
7-time All-Pro. He's pretty good.
Freaking stud, man. Feel terrible for him. Really do. Did you get any underwears from Joe Exotic?
That would be a big, huge negative.
That'd be kind of funny, right? You know what? If we get to 4,000 subscribers, I will wear a pair of Joe Exotic underwears. I'll buy them. Well, anyways, he's got a new underwear line. He's in prison, right? So he took out a collection. The Tiger King star had a successful fashion drop in his revenge collection. Joe's custom boxer briefs went on sale Labor Day and sold out within hours. Bill bought one, actually, raking in $50,000 in online sales. The top seller, we're told, is the limited edition Casket Baskins boxer brief. You know Carol Baskin? Which depicts blood red ice cream in a cone reminiscent of Baskin Robbins. It's freaking awesome. So the first wave of underwear was cleared out. Now they're updating the online store and restocking due to the extra traffic. Joe's boxers are going international too. The Revenge Collection just put up 3 billboards in Mexico as Tiger King continues to gain popularity beyond Trump's favorite wall. Speaking of Trump, Joe's legal team is trekking back to D.C. to try to get a presidential pardon. Joe's laying out a myriad of reasons why Trump should pardon his 22-year murder-for-hire sentence, including a claim he was sexually assaulted behind bars, something the FBI and prisons deny. No word if Team JE is going to throw in some exotic underwear swag for its pardon request, is what TMZ writes. But Joe Exotic has got underwear out there, folks. So if you want to buy some killer underwear, all you got to do is go to the Joe Exotic website, and you'll be fine. You'll get to enjoy it there. What'd you think about that? You're pumped, right? Aren't you pumped about that?
I can tell you that I have not seen 1 minute of that show.
Oh, you should.
Not a second.
Do you even have Netflix?
Yes, I do.
You should watch it.
Yeah?
It's entertaining, bro.
Like that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
it's a train wreck that turns into a car crash, train wreck.
Yes.
Plane crash.
Yes.
Okay.
It's worth watching.
Okay.
Plus, pop culture, you're kind of like in tune with everybody else. The Cobra Kai you're gonna freaking love.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, you'll freaking love Cobra Kai.
Okay.
This one you will be entertained.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
fun train wreck.
What?
Like, yeah, right. Like you can't believe this crap is happening.
That just happened.
Right.
Not like the Kardashians.
You can't
crap.
believe this Odell is happening.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. So
yes.
You know what? Instead of saying shit, can we just say Odell? Since it's his favorite word, his favorite thing to do.
Well, he is brown. He's a brown, you know.
Right.
He's a
Browns. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So we can say Odell instead of shit. I mean, kind of that way we don't cuss.
And the stains aren't in his shorts. They're actually on his skin.
Yeah, and he gets to wash it off after.
I know. Well, he's still upset with what the girls with one cup do,
It's amazing. The Clippers, by the way, have received final approval from Inglewood City government to begin construction on their new arenas next summer. Clippers announced the approval from the city council Tuesday, along with a joint deal. Marijuana is legal in California. No, that's not the joint. I'm sorry. Deal with the public owned property on the arena site for $66.25 million. Steve Ballmer is building a privately funded 18,000-seat arena along with a practice facility and corporate offices for the NBA franchise, which has shared the Staples Center in downtown L.A. with the Kings and the Lakers since '99. Ballmer intends to open his new arena in 2024, immediately following the expiration of his team's lease at the Staples Center. The Clippers plan to break ground on an estimated $1.2 billion project in 2021. The Clippers immediately opened a wait list for season tickets at their new arena. The naming rights to the project, currently called the Inglewood Basketball and Entertainment Center, are already being shopped worldwide in a partner with CAA Sports. Now, let me tell you something that's developing here. For me personally, because I'm one of those guys that I don't mind, I like this kind of stuff. I am dying to see and go watch a game at the new Rams Stadium, right? I've been to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, which is phenomenal. I'm dying to see the LA one because that one's supposedly going to be the top dog of them all right now, and I can't wait to see it. And Ballmer is building his arena literally next door to it. So my point is that I know a lot of you want to go to Las Vegas, right, for the new arena. You go to Vegas, we see the Raiders, we see the Dolphins. I was going to go this year. We were going to make a trip out there, but we got COVID still going on, and, it's probably not the right time and all that. But I will say this. L.A., I try to go to L.A. once a year to vacation, go out there, hang out for a week, and go to concerts. You bet your life a few years down the line, I want to go to L.A. one day to go watch. I know I'll see a concert in that new arena, guaranteed at one point or another, but I definitely would love to see a basketball game there. Ballmer is going to make an arena that is going to blow away every other arena in the NBA because that's who he is. He doesn't care. That guy's going to spend money, man. He wants to win. He's energetic as hell. He loves the sport. I think you got to love it, man. I think it's pretty cool that they get their arena, and they're probably going to do one hell of a job with it, to be honest with you. It's pretty cool. All right. It is time, by the way, for us to wrap it up here on the program. First of all, I got to thank the crazy-ass super chatters out there. You guys are amazing. Starting off with Myron with 11 super chats today. Kenneth Cleveland with 10 super chats today. Super Boom Shack dropping the enormous super chat today. Julius 305. Gus 1388. Man of 1,005 holds. We thank you all out there. You're amazing.
Recent research has shown
super chat
makes no sense.
Yeah, you're getting focused on all the wrong sort of details here. You need to forget about all the normal rules that apply in society.
Wasted no time. Super chat. I thought it was really, 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 really cool.
You should all be very proud of yourself.
I have no response.
Super chat.
That was perfect.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I saw it this weekend. That was amazing. Thank you all out there, as always, for super chatting. I really appreciate it. Let me see what you guys are saying on the chat board before we go out. Today's show was the Odell. Thank you. That was great. I need to take an Odell right now, but I don't have a vessel. First world problems. Thank you, Big O, for the recommendation. I binge-watched Cobra Kai, all 20 episodes on Sunday. Cannot wait for season 3. There you go, Ronald. A couple people have already thanked me for turning them on to Cobra Kai. Let's see. You mean the UFO statty is what Myron says. I don't know what that means. Let's see what else.
We're 1 day away from football, bro.
Oh, you didn't play Coach Flo's meeting with the media today. Shut it down. Let's do it. Shut it down. We got Flo. My bad. I forgot about that. We got Flo. We've done 3 hours, but, I'm thinking 3. I got a meeting at 4, by the way, also.
Onward. Dude, don't say that. You know what's going to happen. You're not going to let you leave, man. What's wrong?
I got to be there at 4. So, all right, let's play Flo, and let's break down his comments like only we can do out there. Thank you so much. Holy crap, Pat in Asheville. Damn, Pat. He dropped a super boom. Wow. Damn, dude. Damn. And Kenneth goes, no, bro, we both win, and we keep Big O on the air. It's been fun, my brother. Myron, Kenneth again dropping more. Julius 305.
See what happened?
Did he say meeting?
You said meeting, bro.
All right, let's play Flo. All right, let's go. Let's play Flo.
I'm just gonna put the super chat in like a total rewind and just have it during the whole show.
You guys are amazing.
Flo, good morning. We saw that Devontae Parker, to some extent, at practice yesterday. How's he looked? Is he going to have more of an increased workload as his week continues?
Yeah, so he was out of practice yesterday. We expect him to be out there today. Injury report will be out, after practice today. So, we'll let you guys know then.
You mentioned, Devontae. Him, Preston and X have kind of been on a load. Seem like you guys have been load management, trying to deal with their injuries. If they're able to play, do you guys expect them on some sort of rep count, given they're coming off injuries?
Yeah, I think we kind of talked about this maybe last week. Given no preseason, no one's played a football game in a long time. It's hard to think somebody can jump out there and play 60, 70, 80 snaps. So, there will be a handful of guys who we would expect to go the whole way, but for the most part, we are, thinking along the lines of somebody's probably going to need a blow here. And I think every team's, has that same thought process. I know we got a game tomorrow night, so we'll see how that one shakes out. But load management, I don't know if I'd call it that. Guys dealing with nicks and bruises. We're going to try to take care of our players as much as we can. Kyle Johnson does a great job. And the training staff does a great job from that standpoint. So all those guys are working. They're trying to get back as soon as they can. And hopefully we have them out there for as many plays as we need them on Sunday.
Steve Wine.
Coach, not talking about any particular players, but just as a matter of your coaching philosophy, how comfortable are you starting rookies on an opening day?
Well, I guess I started as a rookie on opening day once. So, look, if those guys, we feel like they're ready, we'll put them out there. I think, they're all going to play to look, if they're active, then we expect them to be ready to play. But look, rookies play every year. We never want to put anyone in a situation where they're playing when they don't feel like they're ready. But I think these guys are working hard. They're all competitive. They all want to play, and we'll play them. If we feel it's the best thing for our team.
Preston Williams, by the way, rookie. Christian Wilkins, rookie.
Hi, Brian. I thought we'd see you in a Heat T-shirt this morning, but I guess you're saving that for later. I wanted to ask you, now that you've had a month.
I got it back here, Hal.
Okay, I believe it.
I decided not to put it on. But, it was a good game last night. Happy for them and getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's a great accomplishment. I got my Heat shirts ready to go.
My real question is, now that you've had a solid month in the protocols and you've seen the protections that the NFL has in place, where's your level of confidence that we're going to see a full 16-game season? Obviously, the testing numbers are looking really good for the league. So where's your confidence right now in that?
I think our staff, headed up by, Kyle Johnston and our medical team, I think from a protocol standpoint and a transparency standpoint and trying to get everyone on the same page, I think they've done a great job. I think, the numbers, where they've been positive, but, a lot of times, good numbers or good reports may lead to some complacency, and that's not what we want. We need to be vigilant about wearing masks and wearing the tracers and keeping distance and being responsible outside of the building. So I don't want to put any type of message out there like we're doing a great job and everything's great, because things can turn quickly, as we know with the virus. So we need to continue to be vigilant. And we need to be responsible and make smart decisions as a team. Guys who are on the team, guys who are around the team. I think that's, if we're not vigilant that way, then it's only a matter of time before it catches up to us. So it's been good thus far. That's going to continue to be my message, to do the right things on the field, obviously in the building, and then outside of the building. These guys have a lot more time, or more time than they did in training camp. So I would say the first phase was, we got good numbers. The league has good numbers, and, let's not take our foot off the gas.
Joe Shad.
Hey, good morning, Flo. We spoke throughout camp about wanting to protect player health while also making sure that the defensive players are as best prepared as they can be to tackle effectively early in the season. How do you think that went?
I think in every first game, there's a lot of things that, tackling, penalties, just overall understanding of rules, without a preseason, some of those things aren't as, up to the standard that you would want them to be. Really across the league. So look, you learn through experience. To me, that's the best way most people learn, really, in whatever field it is. So without those preseason games, the tackling, the throwing, the blocking, the defeating blocks. We talk about tackling, but there's a lot of other fundamentals that guys have not been able to do under game circumstances. So. But we've practiced it. We practiced it to the best of our ability. Given the circumstances that we're in, and look, we're not going to sit here and make excuse. Hey, we missed a bunch of tackles because of this, so we couldn't complete a pass because of this. That's not what we're saying. But to your specific question, obviously, in my opinion, I think you probably. It'd be better if we had live games to actually tackle. So that's where we're at.
Omar?
Flo, you, more than most coaches that I've covered, are very specific in terms of players getting assigned a role and playing that role in your various schemes. I know that's part of your defensive philosophy, but how does that translate to offense as well?
I think it definitely translates. If it's 3rd and 1. You know, which back do you want in there? Which lineman do you want in there? Which tight end do you want in there? If it's 3rd and 11, do you want to be, you know, do you want no receivers in the game? I think it's very specific to the situation, maybe even more so than defensively. I think if you just think about the different situations within a game, 2-minute, you know, you want to run 2-minute with, you know, 3 tight ends on the field, or you want to run them with 3 receivers on the field. You want to run, you know, short yardage with, you know, 180-pound back or 240-pound back. I think it's very specific to the situation. No different than defense, no different than special teams. That's just kind of my thought process. And honestly, you know, I know you mentioned maybe some other people, but I think everybody feels the same way. I think we're all trying to, you know, as coaches, just, you know, the guys I've been around and talked to, and look, I've talked to, you know, really most of the coaches throughout the league, just trying to pick their, you know, having conversations and talking football, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams. And that's the one thing that continually comes up. You know, let's put our players in the best positions for them to have success and for us to have success. And I think, you know, situationally, you know, this comes up on a week-to-week basis. And I think offensively, probably more than defensively, Omar, in my opinion.
Adam Beasley.
Yeah, I had another question about the COVID-19 situation. The Marlins ran into problems when they traveled. That's when their team got sick. What level of confidence do you have that the league has policies in place that won't happen in the NFL? And are you doing anything beyond what the league mandates to keep you guys safe?
Well, again, Kyle and the medical staff, they've done a great job, you know, thus far. We have our COVID travel protocols in place. And yes, the league has has set a, you know, has a protocol and a set of standards. But Kyle and his staff came up with a few other things to try to go above that and try to keep our guys and, you know, our staff and everyone in this organization as safe as possible. You know, with that said, look, I mean, I think we all know how quickly the virus can spread. So, you know, we just have to be diligent. You know, if one person doesn't have their mask on or isn't keeping distance, that can affect, you know, 100 other people. I think it's just kind of that knowledge and understanding, wherever you are, whether we travel, whether we're home, whether we go to the supermarket, whether you go to the barbershop, whatever it is. We just have to be smart.
Cam?
Hey, Flo, I know you faced Cam a couple times in your career. When you look at, I guess, how unique he is as a quarterback, what are sort of the principles that you have to tell your defense on defending a guy like him?
Well, I mean, you know, read your keys, play with good fundamentals and technique, you know, follow your rules. I think those are the main points that, you know, we're talking about, you know, defensively every week. Communication. You know, the guy like him, obviously, you know, extremely talented. He's, you know, can extend plays and make every throw. So, obviously, you want to contain him and keep him in the pocket. That's easier said than done. You know, you want to continue to be aggressive. But, you know, he's a good player. So, you know, if you're too aggressive and he slips through or finds a step-up space, you know, he can hurt you. So, look, this is going to be a great challenge for us. But they're a good team, offensively, defensively, and in the kicking game, with guys like Matt Slater from a special team standpoint, and Gilmore, McCourty, Adam Butler. I mean, they got good players defensively and offensively, starting with Cam. I mean, this is a solid team, and they're well coached. So this will be a huge challenge, and you know, we're going to have to play well if we're going to go up there and play a competitive game.
All right, final question, Joe Shad.
Flo, earlier Steve Wine mentioned the rookies, and we're all looking forward to see the newcomers play, whether they're rookies or veterans. But specifically on youngsters, what is the message in terms of the approach that you want guys playing their first professional game to take on Sunday?
One play at a time. I mean, I think that's always the mindset. You know, good play, bad play, penalty, you know, touchdown, give up a touchdown, just move on to the next play. every play is an experience. I learned that early in my coaching career, so good or bad, you learn from it. The one thing you don't want to do is take the good plays and, think about those the entire game. You don't want to take the bad plays and think about those the entire game either. So let's move on to the next play, but learn from it. And again, we need to play we have to have our best communication, our best execution, late in the game. So that'd be my message.
That's the head coach, Brian Flores of your Miami Dolphins. And the one thing that I wanted to address from the press conference was the question from Steve Wine from the AP, and then Joe Shad kind of followed up here at the end of the press conference and talking about young guys. One of the things that I like about Flo, there's lots of things to like about Flo and the way he's handled things, but the question that Steve Wine asked was already answered in the last year. He played Christian Wilkins as a rookie. He played Nick Needham with no experience whatsoever. He played Preston Williams with no experience whatsoever. He doesn't give a crap. He doesn't give an Odell of where you came from. He doesn't care if he signed you as a CFLer and he says, Sam Eguavon, if you can play, then you're playing. He doesn't care if you're a seventh rounder and you're out playing the first rounder. He just doesn't care. That's not the way he's wired. He's wired a lot like Riley. Like Jimmy Johnson was like that too. I respect a lot when I covered Jimmy, to his credit, he didn't even force a draft pick either. Unlike coaches that came after him and GMs that came after him, they kind of tried to justify their picks by playing them. Jimmy right away, if he felt like you couldn't play, he wasn't going to play you. You know what I mean? And he'll wait till you are ready or he'll cut your ass. That's what they do here. They didn't want to screw around with Rosen. They're like, he's slightly better than Jake Ruddick or maybe the same. Why the hell are we going to keep him on the roster? Out of here. We'll take our losses. We gave up the second rounder, so be it. We'll take the loss. We'll move on. The worst thing you do is stay with something that isn't working. The worst thing you do is stay with something that you don't believe in. So they didn't believe in Josh Rosen, or they don't believe in any of Kalen Ballage or whatever. Ballage had a nice rookie year. Then the second year, he was a disaster. And this offseason was just, all right, not enough, bro. Get out of here. I like that. I really do. Why are you going to keep people around if you don't believe in them, if they don't fit your system, if they're not good enough, if they're lazy, if they've got problems, whatever it is, move on. So what I do like is he will play those rookies. If you can ball, you will play. Duncan Robinson, you can play. You can ball, you play. Tyler Hero, you can ball, you play. That's just the way it is, and that's the way it should be. So good stuff there from the coach as they get ready to beat the Patriots this weekend. By the way, Pat in Asheville, I think I'm losing my hearing with all these super chats. My attorney will be in touch. I love it. I love it. Man of 1,005 holds another super chat. Omar Lopez comes in with a super chat. And Julius 305 sending in another super chat today. Several super chats already. I think this is like number 4. I think it's for Julius. As our good friend would say, Big O, why are we all here? Exactly. Thank you, sir. Thank you out there. Appreciate it, as always. Gus,
for our Dells and giggles.
Yeah, Gus says all super chatters are coming together and forming into one big super chat robot. Yes. You guys are just amazing. Meeting, we don't need no stinking meetings. That's what Kenneth in Cleveland says with another super chat. And then Myron chimed in with his 12th, I think. So it's 11 and 12. Okay.
You ain't going nowhere, man.
Kenneth, by the way, just sent in his 12th. Both guys are at 12. The great
What's going on in there?
Super Chat.
Excuse me a sec. What are you babbling about?
Super Chat.
If he
Super Chat.
will all
Super Chat.
it'll be anarchy. It's out of my hands.
The folks here at VSS West Pines have a new product in. This is legal THC. Not CBD. THC.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Got it? So if you want to get an indica or a hybrid, you can get it here at CB. You can come here to VSS West Pines. Legal THC. Legal THC. Okay? Tell them that Big O sent you for that legal THC. 12397 Pembroke Road. Come on by. 20% off. Mention my name. Tell them Big O. 20% off. Legal THC.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Just what? By the way, I don't know if I told you. Legal THC. That's all I'm saying.
Life she be good.
Thanks to Bill and Philippe. Thanks to all of you out there. Super chatting, sending in the texts, visiting us here at VSS West Pines.
Get off quick. Come on, before they chime in.
Yeah, 12397 Pembroke Road. Come on by and get your legal THC. Okay? Come on by. It's a great way to relax. Take it easy. There's some stress. Legal THC. You got pressure. Legal THC. Anxiety, legal THC. You had a long day at work, your boss is an asshole, legal THC.
Here, give me some of that.
Anyway, you all be good out there. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll be at Toyota of Hollywood tomorrow, okay? And then we'll be at Craig Zinn on Friday, okay?
Okay. So tomorrow we're double dipping, though, right?
No. You pay attention to your texts?
That was a long time ago.
No, he doesn't pay attention to the text.
I got 50 things going on.
We'll see you tomorrow. You all be good out there. We thank all the great people out here at VSS West Pines where you can get your legal THC.
Go Inter Miami.
That's right. Inter Miami tonight. And then after, legal THC. I'm just saying. Be good.
Have a good one. Stay safe.